hopefully we'll see some light at the end of the tunnel. Coming to why I'm really happy to be here is I love the topic, future skills maritime, because it's very apt to look at the future. Many of the seminars we attend is more about procrastinating on what has happened. It's like driving a car with looking at the rear view mirror. So this is really heartening to see that we're talking about future, which definitely is very, very challenging with subjects on diversity, decarbonization, sustainability. I think we have a lot to worry about, but at the same time, it gives us an opportunity, especially as an Indian seafaring community, to come out shining, to get skilled, to get reskilled, upskilled in whatever way that we stand out and deliver to the expectation of our ship owners, to the expectation of the industry as a whole. So when I talk of future, okay, one thing that I have observed, and this is I could be wrong, but while we are getting very futuristic, I think we must also spare a moment to look back on whether we've got the basics right. With so many youngsters who are going to reach out to sea now or very soon, I would want to just tell you that first of all, you have to start loving your profession, loving your ship, loving your team on board. Despite so many new rules, new standards in training, I think the biggest set of deficiencies that we get on board a ship during an inspection is to do with your LSA and FFA. It's taken us, God knows how many years to understand that we need to lower the lifeboat in time. We make sure the firefighting equipment is right. And we still haven't got that part right. We've learned how to operate the egg disc. We've learned how to do ME engines. We've learned all the complicated stuff, scrubbers, ballast water treatment plants. But when it comes to our LSA, FFA, I really feel that maybe we take it for granted that's okay. We can handle that. But trust me, that is what is called emergency preparedness. And that is why every time your ship is in port, there is a team coming, whether it is from the owner side, the manager side, the port state control, the oil majors, everybody's interested in your safety. Why are you not interested, is my question. So when you look ahead at the future, considering that for your NRI time, you do more than 6 months on a ship, it is only important that you treat it as importantly as your home. Just like you maintain your home, just like you take care of it, just like you love it, just like you want it to be the best home in the world. My humble appeal to all you young boys and girls is that please make sure your ship is as good as your home. That should be the beginning of what we start to do from here on. Coming forward, moving on from there, I think my favorite, the 4 C's for success, for leadership, for good teamwork is the first C is, of course, your competence. I think everybody, starting from IMEC to each company, to unions, everybody is trying to help you with getting the good training. But how much of that are you going to absorb into you? Are you paying attention? Are you really doing your best to understand what is being brought forward to you? So please pay attention to your training, because that competence is really key, and that's the one which is going to take you forward. The second C is, of course, about culture. As Indians, we are very proud of our culture, but there's one thing that is a little kind of thing that we can work on is start to promote a culture of good leadership and better followership. Your time will come when you are going to be the captain or the chief engineer. But today, if you're the cadet or if you're a junior officer, this is your time to follow. Follow well. It's only when you understand what's happening at the grassroots level as a good follower, then only you will make a good leader. The third C is about the cause. You should know why you're out there on a ship. The ship is not just a showpiece. It's commerce. It's business. Millions and millions of dollars are riding on it. It's important you know the entire operational fabric so that you understand why it is important to perform well. Simon Sinek explains this very well, knowing your why. cause is knowing your why. Unless you don't know why you're there on a ship, unless you don't know why or what you want to excel in, it's not going to propel you forward anymore. And the fourth C, which is something that I recently added, is consistency. I think we all go and do things on a ship, we work, but it only pays dividends when you repeat the good work again and again and again. You go on a watch, you complete it successfully, come back. You must have a successful watch every time you take over. You go to the engine room, you come back out, completing your job successfully and without getting hurt in the bargain. Consistency is the key. Of course, you can argue saying that we are humans, we do errors. Small bit of errors, yes, we can live with, but that difference between an error and a violation is something that's very deep, and we need probably a lot of time to understand. But please, I think all of us during our training know what's the right thing to do, and we should just be doing that. Be consistent in what you do. It's no point that you make one voyage safely and the next one you run aground. That's not pardonable. And more often than not, when we do the investigations, we come to know that it was outright breach of procedures which led to the accident. So, without boring you too much more, thank you so much for this honor. Thank you for having me, Shaukat. And I wish this conference of 2 days all the success. Thank you so much.
So if you'd be kind enough to continue to be on stage, please. Please be on stage. I'd like to invite Captain Shaukat and also Mrs. H.K. Joshi to please join us on stage to felicitate Mr. Pradhan. And we're doing a felicitation now because he just mentioned to us that he would be leaving us this evening. So Mrs. H.K. Joshi, please come up on stage and we'll present a memento to Mr. Pradhan. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause, please, for our dignitaries on stage. Thank you, Mr. Pradhan, and thank you, Mrs. H.K. Joshi, for joining us. I'll now like to invite Mr. Ravi Moka, who is in the house with us in the auditorium, to please come up and share a few words with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Ravi Moka. Please come on stage, sir.
Good evening to all of you. Myself, I am Ravi Mokka. I am the Ship Surveyor cum Deputy Director General, working with Director General of Shipping. On behalf of the Director General of Shipping could not attend this event because of his urgent commitments. So, on behalf of Director General Shipping, it is my privilege to address the esteemed gathering on the crucial themes of evolving skills, sustainable seas, and empowered seafaring. I will use this opportunity to briefly share what the DG Shipping under the Maritime India Vision 2030 and the Amritkal Vision 2047 has been directed to achieve under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and the Honorable Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways Shri Sarbanand Sonowal ji in relation to these themes. In alignment with MIV 2030 and MAKV, the Amritkal Vision 2047, we envision a self-reliant, technology-driven maritime industry that aligns with India's broader national goals of economic growth, sustainability, and global leadership in the maritime affairs. We have continuous goals for smart ports, enhancing connectivity, and ensuring that our seafarers remain among the best trained and most sought after professional in the world. As we all know, maritime sector is a backbone of global trade and connecting nations with and economies. Over 90% of the world trade is carried by the sea, making our seafarers the unsung heroes of globalization. However, with rapid growth in advancements in technology, growing environmental concerns, and increasing global challenges, we must remain adaptable, and forward thinking. The DG Shipping has taken proactive steps to modernize and empower the seafaring community, ensuring that India remains at the forefront of the maritime excellence. The world, in the first part on this, on the evolving skills, the world is witnessing a digital transformation, and the maritime industry is no exception. From automation and artificial intelligence to eco-friendly shipping solutions, the skills required to be a successful seafarer are evolving. To ensure this, our workforce is future ready. We have Digi Shipping. We are introducing these examination reforms and digital certification, eliminating human intervention and streamlining assessments for transparency and efficiency. The end-to-end digitalization of all the e-examination for all the seafarers is in work in progress, and it is expected to be completed by June 2026. The e-Samudra project, our latest digital initiative, and the enterprise resource planning solutions for the Seafarer Welfare Fund Society and also for the Seafarer Provident Fund organizations will which will streamline all the maritime administrative processes through a paperless e-governance system, enhancing efficiency and transparency are in progress. The e-Samudra portal is expected to be completed by November 2025. And also, we are emphasizing a command control center, which gives us a real-time feed of all the monitoring processes of DG shipping through a common portal. We are also enhancing training programs with integration and advanced simulators, AI-driven navigational training, and digital coursework that aligns with global best practices. DGS is also emphasizing learning management system along with massive open online courses to transform the landscape of a maritime education certification by integrating technology-driven learning methodologies and web-based simulators for training and assessments. Additionally, we established in DG Shipping a crisis management framework which ensures swift resolution of concerns and safety of our workforce. A new crisis management web portal, along with the grievance redress portal and the new RPSL portal and the maritime training institute web portals are in pipeline and are expected to go live by end of this year. And coming to the sustainability in the maritime sector, sustainability is not just an option, but a necessity nowadays. The DGS is actively participates in Green Voice 2015 initiative and IMO-led program and promoting eco-friendly port operations and reducing the carbon footprint in the maritime activities. Through the implementation of Maritime Single Window portal and the National Logistics Portal NLP Marine, we are optimizing port operations to minimize delays, fuel consumption, and emissions, creating a more sustainable shipping industry. Our ports shall integrate renewable energy sources, and we are encouraging the transition to LNG and alternative fuels to reduce environmental impact. We are also developing Maritime Knowledge Cluster web portal, which further reflects our commitment to fostering collaboration between the stakeholders, training institutions, seafarers, to drive innovation and sustainability in the industry. Our commitment to sustainability will further be strengthened by new merchant shipping bill, which will be tabled in the parliament. Last year it was tabled, but it could not. Now this will be tabled again. The bill enhances the safety, pollution control, and seafarer welfare while improving governance and regulatory efficiency. The DGS believes that an empowered workforce is a foundation for resilient maritime sector. Our crisis management group ensures that the distressed seafarers receive timely support and protection. To promote holistic well-being, the DGS has launched a Sagarme Yoga initiative in collaboration with the Yoga Institute Mumbai, integrating yoga, mindfulness, and lifestyle management into seafarers training. We recognize that the mental health of seafarers is just as critical as the technical skills, and this initiative to provide them with tools to cope with the pressures of isolation, long work hours, and demanding conditions at sea. Inclusivity remains a key focus. And through the Sagarme Saman initiative, we are committed to increasing the participation of women in seafaring roles. Leadership and skill development programs under this initiative aim to equip women with necessary expertise and mentorship to excel in the maritime sector. To further strengthen legal protections, we are implementing new welfare provisions, including the establishment of a repatriation fund to fund support and fund standard and abundant seafarers, ensuring their safe return and legal assistance. Recognizing the importance of well-being of our seafarers, we have enhanced shore leave policies and welfare assistance to provide them with the necessary support and facilities for balanced life at sea and on land. Additionally, stringent measures have been introduced to regulate recruitment processes, ensuring transparency and safeguarding seafarers from the fraudulent practices. We are also making crucial advancements in safety standards, ensuring compliance with the international regulations and actively participating in the global maritime discussions to advocate for the rights and well-being of our seafarers. Additionally, India is playing a key role in global maritime security, working in collaboration with the international partners to ensure safe and secure sea lanes, essential for global trade and economical sustainability. Looking ahead, we recognize that the future of Indian seafaring lies in the innovation, training, and their collective efforts of the government, the maritime industry, and the global community. The DGS remains steadfast in the mission to create a safe, sustainable, and prosperous maritime sector. As we navigate towards 2047, which is the Amritkal Vision, Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047, envisioning India as a global maritime leader, we reaffirm our commitment to building an industry that values and empowers its seafarers. This journey will require commitment, collaboration, and a vision that extends beyond immediate challenges to the possibilities of tomorrow. The seas have long been a source of opportunity, and it is our duty to harness their potential responsibility, ensuring that our maritime industry is prepared for the future. Together, let us course towards a future that is technologically advanced, environmentally sustainable, and truly inclusive for all those who dedicate their lives to the sea. The Direction of Shipping stands ready to lead, innovate, and support all efforts to make this vision a reality. My best wishes for the successful conduct of FSM 2025. Jai Hind, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. I'd like to call upon Mr. Vetri Sullivan to please come on stage and present a memento to Mr. Ravi Moka. Please come up on stage, sir, as go ahead and give a memento to Mr. Ravi Moka. Mr. Vetri Sullivan, hey, are you here? Okay, can I have Mr. George come up then? Please, Mr. George, can you join us? Thank you, Thank you, Mr. George, for joining us. I'd like to facilitate Mr. Ravi Moka. Thank you. Thank you for your generous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep that rolling. That gives us a lot of momentum to go into the rest of the evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue the momentum of FSM, we now move into a very special session, our B2B exchange with the senior management team of the Maharashtra Academy of Naval Education and Training, Manit, Pune. Manit has been at the forefront of maritime education, shaping the next generation of seafarers through holistic learning, industry-aligned training, and cutting-edge academic programs. As our prime partner at FSM 2025, this session will now highlight how Manit is bridging the gap between education and industry needs, ensuring that cadets and maritime professionals are equipped with the right skills for the future. To lead this discussion, we have with us Captain Shaukat Mukherjee, the founder and CEO of TNC, who will be moderating this exchange with some of Manit's most esteemed leaders. However, Before we call upon the leaders, we would like you to go through a brief video that showcases Manet in all its glory. Can we have the video, please? Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause. And that was Manet Pune. Let's welcome on stage with equal enthusiasm Captain Prerit Mishra, Principal Manet, the Maharashtra Academy of Naval Education and Training,
Hello.
Manet Pune. He joined sea in 1987 and served on various types of vessels as officer and master. He has won national and international awards for several technical innovations with patents to his name. Let us also, he's currently serving as the principal of Manet, Pune. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Rajiv Kashikar, Head of Placements and Training. So please come up on stage as well. Also welcoming Dr. S. Rajesh, Vice Chancellor, a distinguished academic leader. Professor Dr. Rajesh has over 27 years of experience in higher education and in administration. He has served as Vice Chancellor at multiple universities and was instrumental in setting up its Pilani Hyderabad campus. A recipient of the IEEE and ACM Senior Member Awards, he is a pioneer in robotics, image processing, and academic innovation. Currently, he leads the MIT ADT University that drives excellence in research and education. Next, let us put our hands together.
Let's invite Dr. Vishali, because I think Dr. Pujari is no longer here right now, but he's gone. So I will invite Dr. Vishali also on stage,
Excellent.
and we can start this B2B session.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, for all our dignitaries, once again.
Right. So this
round
is
of
going to be a very
applause.
short and crisp session. I have personal experience of visiting Manet number of times, and I'm greatly, like it's overwhelmed with the kind of response I've got. I've spent a lot of time with the cadets and the facilities, the sports arenas, and this is a hugely, it's a beneficial for the students, for the new students who come and join Maritime. So this is going to be a very short, crisp session, but I want to understand from you, Dr. Rajesh, what is it that you do different from others? I mean, we have probably all the industries, all the maritime institutes sitting here. What is the different, what difference do you make to the industry as MIT University?
Yeah, I mean, first let me thank you, Captain Shaukat. Really it's an honor to be here amidst all the great personalities and dignitaries. On behalf of MIT ADT University, we are quite obliged. We are honored to have, share this thing with you. The first and foremost is, the kind of infrastructure which we bring to the table to the student is the finesse of itself. You could have already seen the video, what we are doing at MIT ADT University and under Manet. And under the, definitely, me, the helm as the Vice Chancellor, but I'm very much thankful to my principal, Captain Prerit Mishra, and the HOD madam here and Honorable HOD here. So I think under the dynamic leadership of ma'am, our Executive Director, Sunita Karad madam, and our Honorable Executive President, Dr. Mangesh Karad sir. So we have taken the pledge of taking care of them in a very fine way, starting not only with academics, with their, the kind of discipline, the kind of reverberance we give to them, and in every aspect of the education. So you would have seen our education spectrum, what courses we are offering. So we are offering the BTech Marine Engineering 4-year program. We are offering the BSc Nautical Science program of 3 years. We are having a diploma program under the National Education Policy. Also, we have 1-year trainee induct program. So we have given them, what all they need. But then even our alumni, who have been excelling so many years, because I think if I'm not wrong, we started in 2001, Manet. And then from 2001 till 2024, 25, till the academic year of 24, 25, we have been churning out the students. But the kind of accolades they have brought us back, the kind of accolades and the kind of the alumni represent truly. So I think, we have done a lot on that side. But now what we are trying to do is also establishing another university in Goa to shape up the future of upskilling and whatever we have discussed with Honorable.
Yeah, so Doctor, I wanted to come back with the same question to Prerit sir. Prerit sir, the same question is that, what are you doing differently? I mean, what are the cadets who are coming out from Manet when they approach and we have all the, industries, all employees here. How will I distinguish a Manet cadet from anybody else? Are you doing, like, I know you are into holistic education, which is something which is very unique. So if you can throw some light as to, does this really help them in a special way to get some special skills across when they go on board?
Yeah, thanks, Shaukat. Like you said, they're all veterans here, so nothing really new to add. So holistic education's become a sort of catchword, but we really try for a rounded sort of personality, a lot of other activities. And as Captain Pradhan said, as a pre-C institute, the focus is very much on core basics and a rounded, solid personality prepared for C, not that much on the tech.
Dr. Vishali, the situation now, and this is not a diversity session. I don't want to make this into a diversity session. The scenario now is building that while male cadets don't find so much of sponsorship, or maybe have a long time to get a company to take them, the female cadets are overbooked. And when I go to an institute, say the next 2 saal ka to booking nahi hai. All the companies are. How is this? Are we tipping the balance here? I mean, what is going to be the future?
This is because of support from DJ Shipping, obviously, and from all institutions and everything, like this women empowerment and all. Because of that, we are like, the current scenario is the placement companies are ready with jobs and we don't have girl cadets. So we are like requesting, in last week only we wrote mail to the DG Shipping about this entrance exam and all. But yes, this need to be improved.
And thank you. Rajiv, you are there as a brand, like as a face of Manet when you're outside in the industry. What is the challenge that you face in terms of placements for the cadets?
First of all, thank you, Shaukat, for inviting me here. The biggest challenge we are facing is nowadays most of the cadets are coming from 2 tier, 3 tier cities. They are not coming from metro cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai. So training them and getting them, equivalent to standards of shipping company, a lot of efforts have to be taken on this cadets with respect to communication. Their subject knowledge is good, but they fear when they go for interviews. They got a lot of efforts we have to put in on them so that they can come up to the industry standard. So this is the biggest challenge we are facing because of but this is one way good, because these cadets are very loyal to the company. As they are coming from 2 tier, 3 tier cities, their loyalty is always there with them. No, they are always thinking that this company has given me a job when it is maximum required, so I should remain loyal with them. So you can see most of the managed cadets are continuing with the same company, and I believe they will continue right ahead also. But this is the challenge, to train them and bring it up to industry standards.
So Rajiv, you are actually touching upon very powerful statements, and that makes me think that, when you're talking about loyalty, I mean, you're talking about 2 tier and 3 tier cities. And the loyalty, while I agree, Dr. Rajesh, do you think there is a skill gap from people who are coming in from 2 tier? So what do you mean to say is that now the cadets are coming in are less skilled, or you want to put in more efforts on them?
I feel, see, for me, for the past 32 years, I'm in academic industry. And what I've seen in all through years, starting with the first to the last, the students are like mud. So you have to chisel that, you have to make out something out of mud. And then the process of 3 years program, 4-year program, the day they enter the gate and the day they leave at the convocation, final. It is the teachers, the faculty, we, everyone, we make them the chiseling out. Now, what Honorable HOD was saying is, I'm not getting the mud is so, I have to do a lot of things, a lot of effort I have to put. And then make that statue, so nice, so chiseled, the sea. Now, if it has to be so good, has to be made so perfect, the finish, that's why I use the word finish. You have to make them so well, so perfect, so disciplined. So there we are taking a lot of effort, because the kind of input also matters a lot, definitely. But then, it depends again, suppose then who will take care of them? I mean, there should be someone to take care. So we are all process of it. I mean, not only academicians, universities, but I feel all our dignitaries. I think, we have to take them, even though they are not up to the mark, or somewhere down the line, they will improve also,
Thank you. So Captain Perit, when you're talking about mud, I feel that if you make cadets out of mud, ultimately they'll go on the ship and break, correct? So is it not that we make cadets of steel rather than mud?
Yeah, that's the ideal. So like I said, the essence is, the core competency, as Captain Pradhan said, and core values, solid cadets. And the tech part, the kids are actually better than we are, honestly. We have these sessions with the senior masters teaching ECDIS, and the younger mates are like, yeah, we know all this. So the tech, they actually learn very fast. So to instill the core values, the basic rounded personality is more the focus.
Right. So I think we'll end here.
Shaukat,
And yeah, you want to, yeah.
just
Please go
3
ahead.
points. We, as a university, take a lot of pains. We have our SCIL, a School of Innovative Learning, and the officers like quality. We have brigadiers and majors specially kept employed by university, so that to mold these students who are coming from 2 tier, 3 tier city to the standards of the industry. Similarly, this corporate innovative learning, they give them soft skills, how to appear for interview, all these things, especially for the girls, even how to have a haircut, how to stand, how to talk, everything is taught to them before they go for the interview. So we are taking a lot of pains, like additional pains. And secondly, to your first question, first of all, I feel there is no difference between a girl and a boy. Whatever a boy can do, a girl can do. So the thinking,
Sure.
of course, thinking equality, that's what we have seen. It's just not for speaking.
I said I'm not even getting into this.
Whatever I have seen in my manner, whatever the boys can do, the practical work, the same work girls do. And
Okay,
they
that's
do.
what I'm saying. Let us not get into that area. So that's another
Like,
session. That's another session.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another session.
So answering to the point, no, girl cadets are getting picked up much faster. Maybe the industry demand is like that, but I feel they are equally qualified, and that's why they're getting picked up. Not just because they are girls, but they are qualified.
Of course, of course.
Proper their interviews
So
are
thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Dr. Vishali. Thank you, Rajesh sir. Thank you, Pret. Don't go away. So, can we have the Manet cadets also on stage as we felicitate them? Can we have them on stage also? Ladies and gentlemen, we have been several times to the university. It takes by a car, I think takes more than 10 minutes to go around the campus. They have a huge campus, and one of the products we have seen when the Department of Fine Arts has presented to the Honorable CM. So thank you. I saw Chinna's photograph in the
Sir,
video. So can I have Captain
Chinna.
Chinna here also if he's there around?
Sir, special thanks to Williamson Ship
Yeah,
Management
so Williamson has sponsored their girl cadets.
and
also.
IMTC. And they are taking care of the economically, the weaker section girls also. They complete right from admission up to the placement. Everything is taken, monetary also taken care by Williamson and IMTC. So we are especially very, very thankful to Captain Chinna.
Test. Ladies and gentlemen, there is also a token of love from Manet that will be presented. Ladies and gentlemen, we just wait a photo opportunity. There's a nice token that has been given to Sir. Thank you. Yes, let's felicitate him as well.
Sir, one more appeal from here. We are starting a exclusively DNS girl cadet batch. All the cadets in the batch of 40 will be girls. So please, I will request the shipping industry to stand with us so that we are successful. And because of Sagar Mein Samman, DG initiative, we will be able to produce good girl cadets and give them to the shipping industry. So please appeal from our end, wherever it is possible. Please, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And thank you, Team Manet, for sharing those insightful thoughts with us. Well, as the maritime industry pushes forward on its decarbonization journey, alternative fuels like biofuel B30 are gaining traction. But with new fuel technologies come new challenges: stability, efficiency, and long-term engine performance. This is where fuel treatment chemicals play a critical role in ensuring seamless adoption and operational reliability. To shed light on this crucial topic, we have with us a leader in fuel treatment solutions and marine efficiency, with her deep expertise in fuel optimization and sustainability. She will take us through how fuel treatment chemicals can enhance the performance of biofuels and contribute to a greener maritime future. She is a dynamic business leader with deep expertise in fuel treatment solutions in the maritime industry. With a background in finance and mergers and acquisitions, she transitioned into the energy sector, pioneering fuel treatment chemical additives in India. Under her leadership, Enmerol has been at the forefront of marine fuel optimization, representing global giant Inospec Limited UK for over 15 years. Coming from a family of merchant mariners, she has dedicated her career to enhancing fuel efficiency, sustainability, and marine operational excellence. Today, she will share her key insights into biofuel B30 and the critical role of fuel treatment chemicals ensuring performance and compliance. Ladies and gentlemen, proud women, let me welcome Miss Ritu Chaudhary with us on stage as she shares her key insights with us.
Thank you. I will need the, and where's the, where do I point it over there? Oh, a very good evening to all the delegates and friends for the marine industry. I'm going to basically speaking today on biofuel, which is one of the fuels of the future. This is because keeping in place with what we're doing today, the FSM. Understand one biofuel only. I've only taken B30. There are many biofuels. Because of the time constraint, I've taken B30. The reason I've chosen B30 because it is the most commonly used biofuel today, which is most easily available. We'll try to understand the fuel quickly, try to understand what issues the fuel has and how fuel treatment can address these issues. So basically, you have to empower the onboard team. You have to tell them that this is a new fuel. You have to give them the knowledge on the fuel, which is very basic knowledge. You have to train them so they can work effectively with the fuel and handle the fuel thing. The issue is like VLF4, when VLF4 came, a lot of the onboard staff was not trained. And when they had additional sludging or additional instability, they thought the fuel was bad. No fuel is bad. All fuel meets the ISO 8217 standard. So you must train the onboard staff. A simple 2-page document would give them adequate information. So the question is, we have many types of bunker, but today we're only going to be speaking about B30. And what is B30 is called FAME, F-A-M-E, that is fatty acid methyl ester. And we must understand there are only a couple of issues. One is stability. The stability can be due to overheating, that's the thermal stability, or it can be due to oxidation because you've kept it for a long time in the tank, and that is called oxidative stabilizer. Then of course, you may have a combustion issue, you may have a cold flow issue because you're not heated the fuel properly, the biofuel, or you may have a microbial growth. Remember one thing, unlike HFO and VLF4 and MGO, biofuel have a tendency to attract water. And when they attract water, there's a tendency for a microbial growth. So you need to keep a track on this. So it's very simple. Just highlight these issues to your onboard staff, train them, and they will know whatever issues they're facing. So we all know biofuel is from a natural source. It is from thing. Now the thing is, the feedstock keeps changing in the biofuel. You can go to Rotterdam, pick up biofuel of a soya base, come back after a week, 10 days, pick up from the same supplier, but that feedstock of the soya may change because soya has gone all over the world. So that is why the specification may be of ISO 8217, but the quality will keep changing. So the question is, why are we using biofuel? We are using biofuel because of regulations, environmental regulations, which have been installed, which you all know, which you all must have been updated in your universities and colleges. 2030, 2050 have guidelines. So we are using biofuels today to meet our CII targets of the vessel, to meet the EU ETS allowances, to meet the fuel EU requirement, to meet the Mediterranean ECA. Mediterranean ECA has also started. So the reason we are using biofuel, not because they're cheap fuels or they're very good fuels, because the environmental is impact is directing us to use that fuel. And the question is, biofuels are very expensive, but the cost of carbon taxes that you may be paying and the penalties that it may turn out to be a cheaper fuel. So there's a cost element that you'll all have to work out. And today, B30 FAME is most readily available biofuel compared to any other alternative fuel that you have that can reduce your CO2 emission or your greenhouse gas emission. So it's very simple. Prior to using, you just have to tell your staff on board. You need to inform, of course, your flag state. You need to inform your class. And most importantly, you have to inform the OEM, because the gasket, your sealing material, will leak. And then you say, oh, the fuel has damaged my engine. No, it is not the fuel. It is an inherent property of the fuel of having very, very low sulfur, having a very good detergency effect that will cause that issue. So don't blame the fuel, educate your team on board and work with a very good quality fuel, which is called biofuel B30. The other thing is you must clean your tank. The biofuel has a very good cleaning detergent kind of a thing. So any sludge you have in your tank bottom or in the pipeline, she will clean it out and she will choke your filters. She'll choke your purifiers. So you need to do a very simple thing. And biofuel has a low calorific value. You all are familiar with calorific value. A lower heat value or a calorific value compared to HFO, MGO, or your LSMGO, which are your other bunkers. So you have to use 4% additional biofuel. So it's not that the fuel is not burning properly. You have to use 4% because of a calorific value, not because she's a bad fuel and you're using 4% extra. And above all, you must train your onboard staff when you're shifting to your biofuel. You cannot blame the staff for not doing a good job if you don't train them basically with just a few pointers. So basically, in storage, you may have stability issue. In storage, if she becomes unstable, you may have microbial growth in case you're not draining the water in your tank bottom properly and you're allowing the water to stay. You'll have that in your storage. In the handling, if it's unstable, you have gum formation. That is your peroxides. Peroxides are chemicals. They will create acidic corrosion in your engine. You may have filter plugging. You may have your purifier choking. So those are the issues that you're handling. And biofuel have a tendency to form deposits on the injector tips because they have a lot of insoluble biofuels. So although by B30, when I say you only have up to 30% biofuels blended in your LSMGO or your VLFO, depending what kind of biofuel you're buying, they have a deposit tendency at the injectors. And that what happens, your automation gets messed up. If your automation messed up because of deposit, the combustion becomes poor. And of course, you'll end up using more fuel and not more 4% more, maybe 5 or 6% more. So basically people say, why should I use B30? The other alternative is HVO, hydro-treated vegetable oil. It's very expensive. Yes, she's more stable. She is much better, but she has got very low lubricity. And because she is non-polar, you cannot have a VLFO with the heavy molecule fuel blending into your thing. So your B30 FAME is the best option at this point. She may be unstable. She may be prone to attracting more water, but she is a drop-in fuel. Drop-in fuel meaning she will burn with any blend of LSM or VLFO or HFO, and she'll burn properly. I've just highlighted in black, in your red color, the negative portions, and the green color, your the thing. So she's a good fuel. She has some issues, understand it. If you understand those issues, you'll never have a problem with the fuel. So going forward, these are photographs. All our customers who have been using biofuel B30 for the last, say, 6-7 months, they've been using it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's a very short. So they're not having any issues. Remember, you'll have no issue with biofuel if you are using for 2 to 3 weeks. But those are all on trial basis. The moment you go for long-term uses, because you're going to meet your Mediterranean ECA, or you want to reduce your EU ETS allowances that you're going to pay, you will start having issues. Identical to VLFO. When we tested VLFO in 2019, no issue. But the moment we went to commercial production and everybody started using VLFO, you notice stability, waxing, combustion have been a very, very important part of those issues. So basically, co-mingling, bacteria, attack because of poor housekeeping. The water was not removed on a regular basis. Wax is at the attack bottom, and that is white grease. So in LSMGO, which is a B20, which is a B30, you have the deposits come like a white grease, and basically goes into fuel starvation, and your engine doesn't get adequate fuel. So these are photographs that we have taken from cruise liners that run in the European rivers. They've been using our additives, and because they've been using biofuel for the last 25 years. Biofuel is coming to the mainstream recently, but in European countries and many other countries, they've been using biofuel for a very, very long time. And automotive has been for the last 35 years. So basically, this is a very good analysis we have done. We have taken 3 VLFO from Rotterdam, USA, and from the from the Singapore market. The HFO is just a reference data. And we have taken each of these VLFO and blended these VLFOs with different biofuel, like with palm stearine, rapeseed stearine, and soya stearine. And we've seen that the stability of VLFO, the stability in VLFO is the heavy molecules have fallen out. And this testing we've done using ASTM 7061. And when you use an additive line, it's become 100% stable. So going forward, plus you see the injectors are getting choked. If the injectors get choked, this T, this is a 6 months, this is a 6 months target, but your injectors can get choked in 3 months up to 12 months. If the injector gets choked, the optimization gets skewed. If the optimization gets skewed, your combustion goes down and your engine power loss. So at T, you put an additive, and that's how she comes back into original. So don't blame the fuel. The fuel has inherent properties. If you understand them, then you can handle it much better. This is a photograph without the additive of your injector. This is with the additive. This is the difference of fuel treatment product. So basically, if you're using VLFO or MGO, you must use a stabilizer, you must use combustion catalyst. They're just tick marks for someone to understand what is my issue and what I need to use. So basically, the last slide is the best practice would be do not store your additive, your B30 biofuel for more than 30 days. If you store for more than 30 days, she will become unstable because she is from a natural source. And they are inherent unstable fuels. Please avoid commingling. Avoid high temperature, because if you heat biofuel, she will age. And don't keep her stored to another bunker where you're heating the bunker very high. Don't underheat her. She will wax. Don't forget to not drain the water out. That if you don't do good housekeeping, you will get a lot of bacteria content. So you have to follow these small issues. And if you have these issues, you can use an effective solution as a fuel treatment chemical. It's very simple. If you understand the fuel, you can address the issues very, very easily. So basically, the last thing, key message, biofuel is very good. It's very good for the environment. It'll help you achieve your CII targets, EU ETS target, Mediterranean ECHA targets, and your fuel EU carbon taxes that you need to pay. So it is a very good option to reduce your CO2 and greenhouse gases. And yes, if you can use a fuel treatment chemical, if you face problems, you should use a fuel treatment chemical to address those problems. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful insight. We would like to call upon Captain Manoj Gandhi of C-SPAN to please come up and felicitate our Miss Ritu Chaudhary. Captain Manoj Gandhi of C-SPAN, are you here? So are you, okay, he's not in. Captain Girish Jairam, are you here? Please come in. Thank you. Captain Jairam, please come up and let's felicitate Ms. Ritu Chaudhary. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, With rapidly evolving technology, the way we train seafarers is undergoing a transformation. Maritime simulation is no longer just about traditional bridge and engine room training. It now integrates AI, VR, and real-time data analytics to enhance decision making, safety, and operational efficiency. The question is, how do we ensure that training solutions keep pace with all these advancements? Well, to shed light on this, we have with us a distinguished guest, a global leader in maritime technology and training solutions. He is an industry expert in advanced simulation, based training, and technology driven learning solutions for seafarers. With extensive experience at sea and ashore, he has been instrumental in developing next generation maritime training programs that align with the evolving needs of the industry. His work at Vatsala focuses on enhancing competency development through innovative simulation techniques. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Captain Gaurav Bajaj. Captain Gaurav Bajaj, please come up on stage.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Naval Connection, for getting such a vibrant audience in one room and in such an exotic location. So always a pleasure, Shaukat sir. So what I'm going to speak today, I've been speaking in many conferences about technology, all that. So I thought, why not speak about something which nobody is speaking? Or maybe let's not take credit. Some people are speaking. So we have talked about simulation, we have talked about a lot of technologies, but there are some emerging technologies coming right now, and I would say next 5 years, not even very far. So these are basically identified gaps or industries which were kind of within the national territory is now turning international because IMO is getting involved. So let's step into the land of unknown and let's talk about some things which very few people are talking about and probably will be the forefront of things in next 5 years to come. So let me start. So basically my presentation is two parts. So there are two avenues where training solutions are needed. It's a need of the industry out of modernization of the trade that is coming into. So part one deals with passage planning. So we have a lot of people from educators, universities, which are still using paper charts. So my question to them is, where are the charts? Which we will see in the third part of my slide. So in a few years' time, you won't find any. Right now, most of the ships have already working on the EGDIS and turned to digitalization. So the whole part of what you teach in academia is not matching what they do on board. So when they do go on board, they are probably using planners, they are using EGDIS, they are using all these IBS systems. But I mean, you are still practicing everything on paper charts with set squares and everything. So let me go ahead. So you can see a wide difference between what you see on top. So traditional ships, some of us might relate to that. And the modern ships down below with all the latest tools, IBS systems. So gone are those tables and publications or manual fixing that we used to do. So syllabus is changing, but it's not changing in that rate. Now we have references to passage planning in many of the regulations. So whether it's ISM, whether it's STCW, it's SOLAS. So everywhere there is reference of passage planning. Some places there is reference to even keeping charts and publications physical. Now this is the most interesting slide of the whole presentation that I've created. Some facts. Traditionally, paper charts were being used. Report indicates that about 90% of the ships by 2026 will go digital. 80% already done. 10% probably inland, and a lot of these places which were not done hydrographic surveys are now turning digital. So a lot of these inland waterways also now turning digital. So you mean to say 90% of people are using electronic methods of navigation or passage planning? We are in constant talks with UKHO. So a lot of meetings have taken place. So they were supposed to phase out the paper charts by 2026, but there was a request for many of the member states, so they have to honor that. So by 2030 is something that they are saying that it will be phased out. The next line. So this is the screenshot which I have taken from NOAA, which says farewell to traditional nautical charts. As on December 31st, 2024, they have stopped publishing any paper charts, any raster charts, everything is stopped. So it's total digital in US and US waters. So this screenshot, the blue one, is actually a screenshot from their website. So they have sunset everything. Now there are no paper charts anymore. So forget about US training charts and everything, nothing will be available. And soon to be your UKHO. UKHO means which represents most of the nations anyway. S100 also is coming in, which again gives a push to the digital move for navigation. S100 are the new requirements, which from 2026 will come into hybrid mode. And they say about 1st of Jan 2029 in full force. Right now, I think only Canada, US, and a couple of European countries are publishing the charts. Right now, nobody's ready. So that's the time we have. That's why I said we have 3 to 4 years. That's about it. Then you have STCW meetings taking place at IMO, and I'm very delighted that actually a lot of people sitting here have represented India and put down their papers regarding this. But I'm not sure whether anybody has put this as an identified gap. Because by the time STCW will come out in 2029, this will already be a gap. And you can't make any changes for next 5 years. So I hope and I request someone to take a lead and push this through. It's nothing to do with, it's basically it's the fact. I mean, the charts are going. You can see it's already going. I mean, once UKHO stops, it's all gone. So S100, we talk about a lot of things on S100. So S100 is nothing but a culmination and combination of various agencies coming together and presenting you a chart where you get all the information at one place and in 3D. So whether it's bathymetry, whether it's navigational warnings, whether it's dive warnings, whether it's to do with VTS, all these things will be available. So there are standards to it which are going to be implemented by 2029. So you will find the ECDIS changing from something like 2D on top to 3D. So you will have a 3D layers where you can see the actual bathymetry and you can even ping them. So, I mean, you don't have to actually consult the publications anymore. Everything will be integrated. Okay, so let's talk about the solution that Vatsala has right now and is already running on ships. It's running on fleet monitoring centers ashore. It is running on weather optimization companies. And I'm sure a lot of other manufacturers are following that. So this identified gap is already plugging in a way, but again, we are not talking about type specific training. What I'm here to talk about is STCW training. So let's not think in lines of what the manufacturer, because type specific training is very common. Everyone does that and everyone has to do that. But let's talk in terms of how your base will change when the chart work or whether the passage planning which you used to do on charts, paper charts, will now shift to digital, and what tools and what extra things you have to do that. So some examples, just screenshots on what all things that are available and the tools that you can actually use to conduct a full voyage planning on digital web. So ashore, if you see, it's a FOSS dashboard, which many of the companies are using. for monitoring of ships, for guiding the ships, for optimization, fuel efficiency, decarbonization. So it's a big push for decarbonization. That's the whole idea. That's the whole keyword, I would say. It's being used by weather optimizing companies also as such. I mean, it is used as a new kind of job profile. Many people are getting employed on that. Many companies are coming up for that. In addition to monitoring of engine parameters that many of the performance monitoring agencies are doing. So this is a sample of a fleet operation center. What happens, how they guide the ships, how they monitor the ships. So all the assistance that you can get is again a push towards optimization, efficiency, and decarbonization. These are a couple of features that are available at NaviPlanner. So you have intelligent routing, you have publications, tide tables integrated. You have DUKC calculations, which again take into account all the tide. You have many options for just-in-time arrivals, most economical speed, fastest arrival. You have a playhead function, you have nav area warnings, and many more functions. Just some couple of screenshots from there. So this is the homepage. This is a planning window. So basically the database of all the ports are also inbuilt. So you can actually put one port name and destination port name and you will get the most optimized route. You can just have to connect online, take subscription of a weather observing agency and you will get that. Then charts and publications also can be directly connected and directly ordered. So once you plan a passage, it will highlight what all charts you don't have and you can order it automatically. So this is the interesting one. You can see these are various comparisons. This is the original route, what you had plotted. This is the fastest arrival. The second one is economical. And just in time is basically when you are feeding the ETA, it is giving you. So you see the actual route being done is not a straight route, what we were so used to doing it. It's actually a zigzag path, which you will think it's just crazy. I mean, why you will follow a zigzag path across the ocean? But then again, this is the best and the safest mode to do it. You will be taking advantage of the tides, the winds, you will be burning less fuel, and you will be arriving before time by doing just this. So these are the weather routing options. Nav area warnings, environmental warnings, storm warnings. Now, the core part. We talked about what we are doing on board. Now let's talk about what we want to do ashore. Because we are doing nothing so far. This equipment is there on board, a person goes there, learns it through a user manual or maybe a type specific training. But when cadets to that level are doing it, they don't know anything about this. Probably the first time they will come to know what is a digital passage planning or what kind of a system is this, weather optimization, just in time. These are the words probably they will hear when they go on board. Or maybe some things are being covered, but then not the practical aspects of it. So what we are doing right now is Vatsala did a lot of conferences all across the world, US, Europe, Mumbai, Philippines. We collected a lot of data. So some were users, some were from academies who just highlighted what problems they have, what do they have right now, what they are doing to do about it. So we collected a lot of data. And now we are creating an MVP. So basically we are creating definitions for the product, how the product should look like. That's the second step. So what we think is the biggest challenge with education institutions is basically cost. First and foremost, subscription of all these things. I mean, live charts, live weather optimization, all that stuff really costs money. And that's like a recurring stuff. So we need to do something about that and probably have a fixed data set which can be erased after a training and then reset. So basically, then you know what kind of training and what kind of, so even the instructor is prepared. Because if I take today's weather and try to teach something, and maybe after 6 months, it will give a different weather if I take a live weather. Then probably the instructor will feel embarrassed because he doesn't have answers to it. So we need to have some kind of a system. It's not easy, but yes, we are thinking on those lines. So all these overlays, charts, ENPs, intelligent routings, optimization data. So maybe it's possible that some part of it might have to connect to internet to basically get the advantage of the AI, which goes behind the scenes to actually do that route. So that's possible. So we'll have to find a way around that, because right now on board, it's a live data, it's a live streaming, and it's all dynamic answers depending on the situation. So deployment method, we are thinking in lines of physical classrooms, could be cloud, because there'll be a lot of people to train. So for mass trainings, we think cloud is the best option. If it is again approved by STCW as a mode of training, which probably they are thinking now, that cloud should be an approved method of doing that. We can do it with the student-led exercises, predefined exercises. So what are the main considerations? If you see down, so basically data reuse, data spoofing. So this is something interesting which came from one of the shipping companies, that what about data corruption? You have to simulate that. I mean, what if it is not updated in a proper way? So a person, a human, should basically challenge what the system is doing. That's what we don't do. We normally accept everything. I mean, on a phone or on a map, people are flying all over the flyovers to ditches and dying just because people blindly follow Google Maps. So basically, what people need to understand, they have to develop skills to challenge the system. If a system is giving you an output, you have to understand why it is doing that. That's the core of it. You may not have an intelligence for it, but then you can challenge it and you can probably deduce something out of it, that, okay, probably this is why it is asking me to divert. I mean, we used to do a lot in olden days when there were no faxes and all that. So meteorology was, so I think we are actually kind of going away from the core values just by modernization part of it. So some renders of what training solutions. So this could be a hybrid solution till the time charts are there next 2-3 years. So there could be a chart, there could be few screens for comparison, how the system will, you can do the parallel on a paper and on the screens as well. We have already made these tables. So these are chart planning tables that is already available and being supplied on board. So these are planning tables which Vatsila is supplying. So now we are even planning to, and Vatsila has supplied to many of these training organizations in Europe as well. So these tables are exclusively being used for trainings as well. But then it's real life training, what you will do on board. So it's more for a type specific, I would say. Now, this is something which we are aiming for. A full classroom with individual tables to practice, with individual data and maneuvering of the vessel. So that's how we do the EGDIS simulator now. But then probably this is how we'll do the Navi planner. So this, we are only talking about the planner. I'm not talking about the EGDIS at all. I'm only talking about planning. Execution is easy. Once you have done the planning, you just press execute and go to monitor mode and it's done. So the whole challenge of the steps of basically appraisal, all those things is actually the planning. Now, this is a dashboard which, or I would say sticky notes, which give you what we collected over the conferences that we had all over the world last year. 4 places: US, Europe, Mumbai, and Philippines. So a lot of people had come, a lot of data was collected, things were collated. So these are the steps that we kind of got from them. So upskilling. So upskilling is something which we'll have to do anyway, because the instructors, most of the instructors have not been on board for a long time, and these are new tools. So we have to upskill them to actually teach. So first is the instructors and trainers. The second part is the core skills development. What I just told you. Critical thinking, hazard identification, workflows. So you have to challenge what your AI is throwing at you. You just don't have to blindly follow it. We are talking about infrastructure changes. Again, that will come, probably that could be a choice what a educational institution makes before STCW comes in, which a lot of people like Solent University and many of the European universities have taken initiative and they have started the course on this. There are a lot of running courses, about I think 6 or 7 of them in Europe. So we'll have to think on those lines till STCW says something about it. Then again, instructor training and phase rollout of the courses. So the technology requirement again, so all these things about corrupt data, about data validation will have to come in the system. Again, simulation versus live data. So we have to see the affordability, how much of thing we can do offline and how much of this we can do online. The online part is not only the internet, it's part of to do with the subscription. So we are in talks with UKHO for giving kind of a training or educational environment for all these systems. We are in talks with UKHO for that. Industry collaboration. So manufacturers have to take the lead. So we have decided to take the lead. We are doing this since last 1 year. We started on 2024, 1st of January. And 1st of 2025, we collected all the data and now we are collating and designing a solution for that. Industry-wide collaborations, shipping companies, academia. So all these domain expertise has to come from people who are actually using it to train people who do not know it. Collaborative pathway to regulations, what I just talked about, probably some representation can be made to IMO in all these meetings that we are going in. It's an identified gap and we have to plug it. So something has to come about digital in that. Practical implementation. So these will be all customized solutions for sure. So it will be depending on data sets. It will be depending on availability, the scaling, everything will depend on how many people they want to train and how much they want to get involved with this. Connectivity, yes. And then flexible training programs. So that's about digital passage planning. So the core, I would say, key takeaways, what I will tell you is industry-wide thoughts on this, and especially policymakers who are getting involved with DG shipping or IMO as well, to think in these lines, because charts are not going to be available. Next few years, you won't get in charts anymore. So the syllabus has to be changed. We all know it. How you want to change it, how you want to phase it, that's something which we have to do. Partly we have done it in the software, but then again, it's a practical implementation on board and not as an academia, but we are planning to do so. So this is the first part. I will take the questions together later. Let me go to the next part. This is also something which is new. Few years back, it was just limited to national requirements. It was happening in Norwegian waters. It was happening in some other waters around the world, but it was never kind of a collective approach till IMO stepped in. So we all are talking about mass code now, right? Autonomous vessels. I'm not sure how much of it will come to India and when it will come to India, because again, we have time, next 5-7 years. But again, this is something which is, we are starting as training and we are getting involved with creation of these simulators as well. So this is coming out very soon, probably within the year. So what is MAS? So maritime autonomous surface ship. So till now, this was guided under national regulations. Germany was having it. Japan was doing it. Scandinavian countries always had a lead on it. Ferries, fixed route things. So a lot of automation was there. But now with IMO involved, there are clear definitions of what mass levels are. So mass level 1 is something which we are doing right now as well. So some automation, there are people there. There's machinery there. You can attend at all times, but there are a lot of automations that you can do on board. Degree 2 is again remotely controlled ship. That also, I think a few of the companies are doing it. So remote controlled ship with seafarers on board. So they are ready to take over if something happens. Number 3 is remote controlled with no seafarers on board. And number 4 is fully autonomous. Okay. So it's like there is no interference at all. Now, these are the broad dates. What I wanted to bring it to your notice. So 2026 is adoption of non-mandatory mass code. By 2028, I think it will be commence development of mandatory ones. By July 30 is adoption and by enforced by 2032. So again, next 5 years, you're going to see a lot of changes happening of people who are doing it. Again, valid for people who are doing it, but adoption will increase, specifically to do with ferries and fixed route areas and people with less manpower at first. So what is an ROC simulator? So ROC simulator consists of basically controlling of the vessel, right? So it could be a part of, say, a full mission simulator, remotely seen by a camera and being controlled from some third station, right? So there'll be a ROC operator. There is a ROC fleet manager who is looking after all the ROC operators in a fleet center. So it could be a standalone training. It could be a joint operation. It could be on multiple team and multiple simulators. Key components. So an ROC operator is one who can control one or many ships. Should not be too many, otherwise it's kind of difficult to concentrate what they're doing, especially in congested waters. So he will have a video stream from bridge cameras. So as a simulator part of it, this could be a full mission bridge in which there is camera, so that the video streaming happens and all the delays and everything what is happening, any corrupt data. So that is the challenge which an ROC operator will face. So that's the whole idea, that you need to simulate all those things. He will have an option to have a feed for the EGDIS. Radar could be optional, otherwise it could be an overlay. There is sensor and propulsion system, vessel alarms. So it could be a simulator alarms, obviously. VHF, so that an ROC operator can communicate the vessel, or maybe an instructor can act as a VTS center. So a full network of VHF stations working on a VTS mode. So this is the layout. So this is happening. This is a practical layout of what we are going to do in a project based out of Europe. So 3 simulators, virtual streaming of those simulators to these 2 centers. And if you see, there are 2 iPads on the table. So they can even be controlled through those iPads. Now, what is a fleet management station? So fleet management station is something like a supervisor who controls all the ROC operators. Okay, so he's the decision maker and approval for a lot of these things, and he has the view of the full chart and what the ROC operators are doing. What is the value out of it? So you can train isolated teams or multiple teams, communication, challenges, what problems they could face. You can have system faults in place, whereby you can simulate what actual issues related to streaming or data lag or data hindrances that will be simulated. Again, intelligent targets, which are part of a simulator, which could simulate the unmanned, the whole experience part of it. Then we have an API which can actually connect to, so these systems are actually being connected to real systems. Let me make it clear that the ROC simulator is basically a training solution of a real system. It's not a full grown simulator. So you can see Trafficker with Sweden is the one whom we are tying up, who is a very famous name for an ROC, a real ROC control system. And the whole SIM system of transferring data and everything is done by the Brightstone software. So basically it's an integration of a real system, and the whole part of operations will be as the real system works, but we'll do it in a simulated environment rather than the real environment. So you can have a digital twin concept. So this is how the maximum setup will look like. There'll be stations, there'll be ROS stations, and there will be fleet monitoring stations. That's about it. So these are the new emerging technologies that I wanted to talk about. Again, with a definite timeline as defined by IMO or as not defined by IMO. So I'll be ready for any questions if you have. That's all from my side. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing all those very insightful learning. I must say, even though backstage, I learned a lot today. Thank you. I would like to call upon Captain Pradeep Korea to felicitate Captain Gaurav Bajaj, Captain Pradeep Korea, are you here with us? Please come up on stage, sir, and let's hear a round of applause, please. Ladies and gentlemen, your applause is what keeps us going. I know it's that time in the evening, but let's hear it again. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into a very special session, one that highlights the incredible contributions of our airline partner, Qatar Airways, a name synonymous with excellence in aviation and unwavering support to the maritime industry. Qatar Airways has not only set the benchmark for premium travel, but has also demonstrated exceptional commitment to seafarers, particularly during the pandemic when they stepped up with dedicated charter flights and ensured the smooth repatriation of thousands of maritime professionals worldwide. To begin the session, I'd like to invite on stage Mr. Hiren Shahani from Qatar Airways to join us. Mr. Hiren Shahani from Qatar Airways, please come up on stage, and I will hand it over to Captain Shaukat to lead this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear it for Mr. Hiren Shahani from Qatar Airways.
Guys, Hiren, thanks for coming. And we were expecting Mustafa also, but due to some commitments, Mustafa couldn't come. But Hiren, we've been interacting for a long, long time. Hiren, amazing stuff. I mean, we flew to Doha to see the cricket match, and we were watching the football final, and we were watching it live on Qatar flight. And that was like, we were sold out on that. Most of you are working with Qatar Airways in your own ways. We'll have a small interactive session where you can just talk about Qatar. And I know that, the feedback that we get from the industry, and Qatar has been working magnanimously well in the pandemic also. They made a mark, and that's the only airport in the whole world, I think, which has got a dedicated seafarers lounge. And so if I can call upon some people like Mr. Manish Pradhan, I know you are a very fond avid flyer of Qatar. If you can just talk about it. Can we have microphones in the audience, please? Yes, microphones.
Yeah, so kudos to Qatar. I have personally been taken for a tour of the Marinas Lounge, and it's beautiful. And I went and actually spoke to some of the mariners there. They were so gaga about it. The whole setup is very nice. Only maybe if you can, just a suggestion, because you're very influential in Doha. And now with the wonderful connections, I think Doha now connects to the entire world. If you can have a kind of a green carpet system for seafarers, that means just like you have airline crew, if we can have something for ship's crew so that they don't have to queue up with the regular people, and some kind of, it is forums like this where we want to also highlight that seafarers are really important to the world. So no shipping, no shopping. That's the line, right? So how can we, give that little bit of importance more to seafarers so that younger people who are here today, they can go back and tell their people that, we get some privileges for doing this tough job.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank Shaukat and thank the TNC team and also to the Marine fraternity, because thank you to the people from the Marine fraternity for patronizing us, especially during the COVID period. We are highly thankful. We worked very hard to transport seafarers across the network. In terms of the question raised by Mr. Manish Pradhan, The Mariners Lounge was basically started looking at the condition what we had during the pandemic period where people had to stay for long transit hours of 18 hours to 24 hours. So basically, it's a dedicated Mariners Lounge. It's on a first come, first served basis. We have given priority to your seafarers for access. It's completely dedicated. It can sit close to around 350 to 400 people at any given point of time. And it is a full service lounge. There's no discrimination in terms of any food and beverages or anything like that. We are always constantly innovating. So yes, your suggestions will be taken forward. We will put it forward and we'll come back to you with that. Thanks.
Amazing. Can we have somebody else also? Maybe Captain Arun Mehta? Arun, if you can just share a few things. I know you also fly Qatar. Can we have microphones there, please? Yeah.
I think rather than me sharing an experience about what I do, I think it is about what we did as an organization and how Qatar helped us. I think is very worthwhile. We had spent a hell of a lot of money to create a dedicated corridor passing through US borders to take over a few vessels in Panama. And at that point of time, the Indian seafarers, this was during the pandemic, they used to fly through Colombo and take the connecting flight of Qatar, which used to land in Colombo.
Colombo, Doha and onwards.
Colombo, Doha and onwards. And for reasons which were best known at that point of time, it just happened that Qatar decided not to pick up transit passengers for Colombo. And I remember going all the way and we connected with and the entire management team in Qatar was very helpful to the extent that the Indigo charter flight from Bangalore, Manish Puri used to be the vice president for commercial. He called me up and said, why are you delaying our flights? Because we always fly on time. So I think we have the distinction of making sure that Indigo flew late just because Qatar helped us ensure that we take that entire set of crew 3 times on through. So hats off to you guys of what you've done for the seafarers. I think no other airline has done this.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Hiren, I wanted to ask you something. I mean, because of just for knowledge sake, what is the percentage of revenue that Qatar commands on shipping business? I mean, I don't want the figures, exact figures. What is the percentage other than other industries compared to other industries?
So if you see amongst the airlines, what we do is basically we always compete with other airlines, and basically when we look at the market share in terms of what are the other airlines carrying and all that. So we have a market share of 22% amongst all the airlines, which is the highest. In terms of the marine contribution of the overall industry, what you would say, so out of 100, I would say the marine contribution is close to around 12 to 13% what we have right now. Because the travel industry is, of course, bracketed to various multiple segments, just the way you have tanker vessels as well as other sorts of vessels. We have other segments of travel industry also. So anywhere between 12 to 13% is the marine revenue what contributes out of India.
And India being a very cost-centric nation, I mean, do you feel challenges are getting more business out of India? And what is the market share of Indian business from India?
So as I said, we have a 22% market share. What we have done is initially we had challenges till 2 years ago. We are flying out of 13 cities online itself. What we have done is we have tied up with Indigo on the India-Doha sectors. So that gives you enhanced seats and inventory available for your customers, for your seafarers. We have competitive pricing in place. We have the Mariners Lounge, what we have. And in terms of the initiative, what we are coming up is we have started Starlink on our aircrafts. We have started introducing Starlink on our aircrafts. We have 7 aircrafts which are equipped with Starlink. And they're going to be free for all the customers. That's the most important thing. So your seafarer has that last mile connectivity with the organization as well as with the family members. So Starlink is the way to go what we have. In terms of enhancing the new networks and the new routes what we are coming up with, there are 3 new routes what we are coming up, which are specially for marine destinations, marine ports. We are coming up with Malta, that is thrice a week. We are coming up with Caracas and Bogota. That's in this coming summer season, basically. So those are the 3 destinations, 3 main ports, which are being serviced, which are being used for your crew changes. So those are the 3 new destinations what we have coming up.
Yeah, so amazingly, I was sitting with a person about a few months back, and I sent that video. I actually clicked that video and I sent it to Mustafa. And he was traveling to US, and he travels to US every year. He says, I particularly do not take any airlines other than Qatar Airways. It's supposed to be the best. And so why don't you are here on stage, right? Why don't you pledge that you will give us so many tickets? Next time we can book the people to FSM and coming from Mumbai to Goa for Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways is coming to Mopa Airport, right?
Yeah, we fly to Mopa daily.
Fantastic. From Mumbai?
No, it's always Doha. So you have to do a backtracking.
So we'll do an event, small event in Doha, so we can come to
actually people have a misconception about Doha or what they would do. Doha is an upcoming destination. It's a holiday destination. It's a MICE destination. It's a wedding destination. Many things have come up in Doha. Of course, 2022, the FIFA World Cup, which was there, which showcased Qatar as a destination. And there are many things and activities which have to be done. We can always do a tie-up with our tourism boards. Okay, visit Qatar. And we can work on a special fair for FOSMA and MASA. We hold a seminar probably next
FSM in Doha.
Next FSM in Doha. I hope it's not in, don't take it in writing as of now.
But just now the CM told me that he's signing an MOU for bringing FSM has to continue. But anyway, so Hiren, thank you so much.
Yeah, one more important thing is basically what I have been noticing during the entire afternoon is the concerns about your carbon footprint. You're talking about biofuel. Captain Kocher spoke about launching the carbon vessel day before yesterday in Bombay. So we have something as a new program. What we have called introduces basically a carbon offset program. So you can buy carbon credits. It's quite simple. You go onto our website, or it costs approximately $5 for 1,000 kgs. And those are invested in renewable projects in India, in solar projects in India, as well as in Ivory Coast. If you are we also have a program, a corporate loyalty program, a shipping loyalty program. Just the way we have a frequent flyer program, we have a loyalty program for the shipping companies. If you register, you have real savings. There are shipping companies who are registered members and who have saved a ton of money. So you don't need to spend hard dollar, because every dollar what you spend on your ticket, you get it as a Q reward point. Those reward points can be redeemed as a carbon for your carbon credit. So you're not spending that hard dollar from your balance sheets, from your finances. Basically, what you're spending on your air ticket, you're getting a benefit of it, which you are redeeming it against your carbon credit. So if your shipping company is not registered, please register on Beyond Business. You can have my contact. We can reach out to you probably from next week onwards, and we are always there to sign you up. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think Captain Costa Pradhan wants to say something.
I represent Gearbulk in India, and we do carry out a lot of crew changes in Brazil.
Yes.
And all the flights are from India to Doha, Doha onwards to Sao Paulo, and thereafter domestic connections. So we are very much, used to this shipping, carrying out crew changes through Qatar Airways. And our seafarers are always very happy to use your lounge in Doha when there is connection time. Also, we know that during the pandemic, you have really done an unprecedented job of having a collaboration with Indigo and carrying out crew changes for ship. So what is this secret with you about seafarers? Why are you so inclined and, work for seafarers?
So basically, there's a backstory to the charters. It's a long story. It started with sometime on 19th of May, 2020, the start of the pandemic. And there was some event with the SpiceJet Colombo flight and all that. So it led to the charter. So we have always been focused on marine because it's 365 days business. Okay. Last minute bookings, we would love to cater to them, because what happens is also, lost for words. There are certain incentives what we have in terms of inventory access, which is available to the marine industry. So those are there. Marine, as I said, is a high yield revenue also. Certain times when you do a crew change, you have to do a crew change irrespective of your pricing. So when you're pricing, so that benefits us also. So we are, of course, at the end of the day, we are also here for the money. Please don't get me wrong. Yep. So yes, certain times during low seasons and everything, you get the lowest of the fares, but during the high season, you may pay a premium for your ticket. And it's a constant stream of business which keeps coming in. We know that the marine segment is going to keep traveling. Of course, if I'm not mistaken, over a period of time, your number of crew changes have reduced because of their contract extensions. You may correct me if I'm wrong, but that is.
Okay, so yeah, we will take this up. Anybody else? Captain Basin wanted to talk about Qatar, I think. Sir? Captain Basin, sir? Yeah. Can I have a microphone across to him, please?
They want me to ask question. Before I ask a question, I would like to say something about Qatar Airways. First of all, I'm not the brand ambassador of Qatar Airways, so I want to clarify this. However, something unique Qatar Airways have done, and that is the only airlines in the world who have opened their lounge at Doha Airport only for the seafarers. So big round of applause to them. The only
Just talking
airline
about
in the
that
world.
a little while ago, yeah.
Second, during COVID, there were very few airlines who were operating during COVID. All of us, Musk is here, Anglo is here, Synergy is here. We were bringing people back home. There were hardly any joiners. Joiner price started later on. And we had to really struggle to find planes. It is actually given in the data or in the record, you can all go and find. During COVID, Qatar Airways was the only airline. They flew their planes empty from Doha to Brazil, Doha to Milan, Doha to Panama, all over to bring the seafarers back home. I've been talking to Hiren, I've been talking to, what is her name, Iyer?
Natraj.
Natraj Iyer. Then our Geneva people, Sapper people, Neetaji is sitting here. She knows what we all went through. The tremendous help that Qatar Airways gave to the seafarer. That we should never forget the good deed done by somebody. That's the first part. Coming back to the next part. Sir, there has been a question being asked by many seafarers when the Qatar Airways is so friendly and a lot of demands from the seafarers. They come and tell us, sir, please put me via Qatar if possible. But the inventory has really been very struggling time for all of us. I think Kaustubh said, Captain Pradhan mentioned a little bit on that. There's a huge demand for Qatar. So maybe you need to look into increasing the planes or increasing the routes. And you are expert. You are expert in finding which routes are in the demand for seafarers. So that's my only suggestion for you. Thank you.
So basically, in terms of the inventory, what we have in terms of the number of flights, it all depends upon the bilateral agreements between the state of Qatar and India. To work around a solution regarding the inventory excess of the number of seats available, we have tied up with Indigo, as I said. So if you look out of Bombay, we have one flight of ours, that is Qatar Airways. And then we have tied up with Indigo for 3 of the flights on the Bombay-Doha leg. So total together, we offer close to around 1,000 seats in a day. Similarly, so from basically 350 seats prior to the pandemic period where we were only pure Qatar Airways flight, we have tied up with Indigo. We are offering close to around 1,000 odd seats during the day. Similarly, we have similar connectivity out of Delhi, Bangalore. And you would be surprised to know that we fly to more cities in India than any other airline does. We fly into tier 2 and tier 3 cities also. That's Amritsar, Goa, and Nagpur, which none of the other carriers, international carriers, fly out of. So certain times you may have a concern that you may not get seats out of your major metro cities like Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, or Calcutta, but there are definitely options out of Goa, Nagpur, and Amritsar also.
Sir, abhi khatam nahi karenge to flight shoot jayega.
Thank you, but I must say Captain Bipendra wants to say something.
Okay.
On a very different note, I had 2 business class tickets from Qatar Airways just before the pandemic started. And their commitment was so good that after completion, after we started the airline, we started flying again, they honored their 2 tickets, and we traveled on that after about 2.5 years.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Sir, वो दूसरा ticket में कौन गया था? आप बोला 2 है.
My wife went.
I know it was Mr. and Mrs. Salva to Paris.
And
पूछना था अगर रह गया होगा तो
a word from Mr. Rahul.
yeah, Rahul is in Ria Marine. You must be knowing Rahul. You're working closely. Rahul, keep it very short. Like I said, the
Yes,
plane
yes.
is already on the runway, taking off.
Yeah, Hiren knows me. Thanks to Qatar Airways as being their largest travel consolidator. And it is the only marine business that was running in the COVID period. None of the other businesses like corporates, published fares, there was nothing in the market. And all thanks to Qatar Airways. Thank you.
I think
Thank you.
nobody will stop praising you till you continue your operations and come to the next level. Hiren, thank you so much for
Thank you very
being with us.
much. And please continue supporting us. And we are always there to help you out. Irrespective of what hour of the day you require our assistance, we are always there for you.
Right, and thanks to Qatar for supporting FSM. I call upon Gurleen to just present a small token of Qatar. Okay, so before I hand over to Delise again, and we've got just one, and remember, we start in time, it's my pledge, we will finish in time as per the agenda. We have one panel discussion left, and after that, I have a small session. Of course, that's something I really want to do because it highlights the gender gaps in the maritime. But before that, I want to play this game, and I've been told that there's not enough downloads. So can we have 1 minute, and we already want to announce the winner of this 10,000 rupees prize for gift hamper from gift. Sir, अभी गेम ही चालू नहीं हुआ, अभी हाथ उठा रहे, अभी हम लोग winner कैसे बोलेंगे? So 10,000 rupees is on stake you will get an Amazon gift hamper for 10,000 rupees right now. Okay, so let's play this game. Everybody on your mobiles. No seat belts. No seat belts. No signal. Yeah. Can we have Starlink? So anybody has signals? Okay, so what we'll do is I will request a favor from you once you go out of the auditorium. Can you just download Sailor Today International Radio? People who have downloaded today, we have the name of the first winner of we're going to give out 3 raffles of 10,000 rupees each. So it's 30,000 worth of raffles. So we have the winners today announced for today. So many people have downloaded and the announcement have been told. I don't even need to look at the data for this, but guess who? Guess who is the winner for today? Any guesses? Come back. So the winner for today is Mrs. Joshi. Mrs. Joshi has won today. She has won 10,000 rupees. Mrs. Joshi, मेरा पास अभी voucher है नहीं, वो आपको Sailor Today देगा. So I can't call you to give you the voucher, but a big round of applause to Mrs. Joshi. She has one of the fastest fingers. मेरा पास voucher नहीं है, इसके पास है, Sailor Today के पास है. It's an online voucher by the way, so it will reach you. And so thank you very much, and please ensure that there are downloads. I'll hand over to Delise now. We have this for 30 minutes. Arvind, it's yours for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back for 15-minute session, and we'll finish at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Shoka, for that. And congratulations to Mrs. H.K. Joshi for winning. Congratulations to you. Well, we now go on to our panel discussion. I'd like to call upon the champion of gender diversity in maritime. Captain Shankar has led initiatives to encourage more women to pursue careers at sea. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome and put your hands together for Captain Arvind Shankar, GM. And joining him on stage, we have Dr. Sanjeev Vakil, the founder and CEO of HIMT. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause rolling. Also joining him, we have Captain Sri Prakash, the Dean, Faculty of Maritime Studies, Ganpati University. Let's hear it. Joining them on stage, Captain V. Chandrasekhar, the Principal Amit City College. Please welcome on stage. And Captain Ashutosh Apandakar, Principal T.S. Rahman. Please come up on stage. We also welcome the Director Training OSM Thome Group, Mr. Devish Gautam, on stage with us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your panel, and I hand it over to Captain Arvind Shankar.
All right, very good evening. Thank you, Shaukat, for inviting us to this panel. And thank you all for staying back. I know your stomach is grumbling a little bit, and I can see a lot of smiling faces. So yes, you acknowledge that. Well, we'll make it really fun for you guys and worth your while, because usually I'm sitting one among them and I get a lot of questions. Today, I have the fun of putting them, in the hot spot and giving them the difficult questions. Great conversations today, indeed. We started off with Karan talking about methanol vessels, which was named in India. Later on, we spoke about, Captain Pradhan had spoken about what kind of skills we need to embed in our students. And of course, then we spoke about future fuels. And, we spoke about latest tools and technologies. So now let's put these guys in the hot seat with the same questions as to say, what have they done? Let's hold them accountable and let's talk about what have they done and what do they want to do going forward to really give aajkal ke bacche a fair shot of staying aligned with what's happening in the maritime industry. So thank you so much. And we'll begin with Captain Sri Prakash. Captain Sri Prakash from Ganpati University. Let's talk about future fuels, because that's really the talk of the town. And there is so much happening in this ecosystem. Unfortunately, the syllabus, as we all know, is a little bit behind on this, but a lot of MTIs have been moving proactively to integrate future fuels into their syllabus. So, sir, can you tell us what is Ganpati University from your experience? What are you doing to include the learning of future fuels like LPG, ammonia, methanol, hydrogen, and a few more interesting ones like nuclear and battery, actually, which is being ordered in the shipping industry today?
Thank you, Shankar. It's a high time. It is at the end of the sunset. But I would like to tell you one thing. Last year, when the STCW was being revised, we had gone to the academic council. There, our vice chancellor told that if we have to do it, because these changes to the alternative fuels are not taking place because of cost or not because of something which happened from steam vessel to diesel vessels. It is happening because the regulations are coming. And the regulations will be coming very fast. It will be 2026, 29, 30, and 40. Carbon emission is one of the major problems which we'll have to take. The examples of alternative fuel, whether it is LPG, ammonia, methanol, biofuel, which Madam talked about, each one has got its own physical characteristics and chemical characteristics. Each one has to be treated, stored, and bunkering facilities has to be different. We thought at that time only that will include one compulsory course in our curriculum for BSc and BTech and GME, and that be named as alternative fuel of 3 credit, 45 hours. In addition to this, we separately made a course curriculum giving biofuel one, battery another, nuclear another. Nuclear we have not added, but methanol, ammonia, LPG and others we have made one, which our cadets have to choose. And without that, they'll not get it. To make their life more simple, we have also made it online so that they can do it in their leisure time. So this is what we have done in our curriculum. One thing I must tell you, it is the skill which is very important. We have to do it. So we have made this curriculum as per the job role. What has to be done? We have not made it as a curriculum, not like a syllabus. We have made it as job roles that these are the things are there, these are the outcomes. And this is the Ganpat University has done it, and we have implemented it from 2024-25. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very insightful. And I love the pace at which you speak, sir. I mean, I wish I was a student and you're taking a class. A lovely pace about and explaining to us in detail how you're implementing future fuels.
Yes,
in the
we were
syllabus.
talking to madam and I was talking about biofuel, B30. And B30 has got its own advantages because when I was making a curriculum, I had to also do. And one thing more, we have a research team, which is 2 of our professors is doing research on biofuel.
Wonderful.
So
Thank you so much, and very insightful there, sir. I'll move over next to Captain Chandrasekhar. Captain Chandrasekhar, with technology developing so fast, and maybe a lot of companies are developing technology all of a sudden announcing, hey, we are going to do this today. Maybe the curriculum is not ready for it yet, right? So how can shipping companies and equipment manufacturers who are working together very closely, how can they contribute? Maybe it's important for them also to participate in the training and upskilling. How can they contribute to the design of real world courses where the students are actually upskilling themselves on equipment that very close to reality of what they are going to use on board?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for staying up so late. We will make it quick. The shipping companies must work very closely with maritime training institutions to offer technology, offer curriculum, consultations. They must consult, and also offer onboard training when the cadets go on board on all these new technologies. Then the other thing that I can think of is industry and all the MTIs must work very, very closely together with all these new emerging technologies. Here, a couple of days ago, I read in news that Anglo Eastern are putting up a bunkering station, a skid or something, that is what it was, by which they can, they hope to persuade governments for the advanced IGF course, that the bunkering option that people need to go on board can be done ashore. Now, this is a very welcome thing. And once government agrees, more and more institutions should put up such this thing. So all these emerging technologies need to be discussed, need to be trained, and industry must cooperate together. Shipping companies with the MTIs. This is nothing in isolation. Secondly, equipment manufacturers must share their technologies, even donate equipment to maritime institutions so that hands-on training can be imparted. Now, they are not doing a big favor to anybody. They're in fact favoring themselves because their own equipment will be installed on ships more and more, what they share with the MTIs. And the end users are all these young cadets who are going to become officers and engineers on board ships who will benefit with hands-on training in the MTIs. When they go on board, they're not stuck with something very strange and, they're baffled about. So these are the type of initiatives which we can look at.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Very insightful of that on that. All right, over to Captain Apandikar. I'm going to ask you something. You have actually done very well on this also, I'm sure. Now we're talking about a lot of technology which is being added, and now we have spoken about how to bring this equipment closer to the students. What about the faculties? How do we upskill the faculties? Most of the MTIs have got faculties who've been around for a very long time, rich in experience on the basics of marine engineering, nautical, seamanship. But the technologies in the last decade have accelerated, and they're constantly evolving. And to my knowledge, at least, there is no centralized program where we can upskill the faculties all together jointly. So maybe something on a collaborative status between MTIs or something with the industry. What do you think we can do?
Firstly, on a lighter note, did you ask this question purposely to me only? because all the principals, faculties are sitting over here and you're asking me what we can do to upskill them. On a serious note, uh, what comes to my mind is this we have followed at TS Rahman. Uh, I think faculty, if they have the latest knowledge and how they will have it, is if they go on board. But that's a financially and logistically challenging thing to do. But with C-SPAN, if sir is here, they had a very good system called company training officers. And we had sent two of our chief engineers for that CTO. They used to teach the students on board. But when they came back with tremendous knowledge and what is happening latest. So I'll urge shipping companies that if such program collectively can be done, right now we are talking to a shipping company whose ships are plying in coastal regions of India. And we are trying to do that so that, the faculty who have left ship probably 3 years, 4 years back, they are up to the mark and they can deliver the best. Of course, now they can teach them and they can learn things. But when you yourself handle such equipment, then you are more capable to deliver it. Number two, as clearly said, MTI should engage their faculty with each other. And the gentleman sitting to my right, we are already talking on that terms that our faculty will be exchanged. So whatever best practices we are following, whatever best practices they are following, whatever best practices other institutes are following, we can imbibe them because collectively we should take India forward, not think, in our silos that my institute, your institute. Finally, the student who's going is representing India. So I feel that we should collaborate with each other and get these ideas. Technologically, Captain Prakash has said it very clearly that yes, the faculty needs to be upskilled. But one more area where I feel there can be certain development is action-based research projects. So it's like sort of research, but if the MTIs allow the faculties to do research on certain related to maritime field only, if their brains work on that level, understand what they will deliver to the students and how they will make them inquisitive about different aspects of shipping. So these are 4 pointers, and later on I know what is going to happen. So thank you for the question.
So, you can, okay.
One minute. In this regard, I would just like to add that in Ganpat University, the master mariner and the chief engineers, they have been given the problem statements and they are doing the research on that only.
Wonderful.
That is one part which Captain Apandakar's problem is there, because it has to be research-based, outcome-based research should be there. We should not do the PhD in something which doesn't have the linkages with marine department.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Captain Apandikar, and sorry that I had to give you that one. All right, next we move on. I think I regard him as the technology man of maritime training in India. Definitely a stalwart with regards to bringing advanced training, technologies to the maritime industry in India. So I have got a question on those very lines, Sanjeev Vakil sir. So what are some of the cutting edge technologies that you are working behind in your secret laboratories? Maybe you can give us some insights to that.
Thank you, Captain Arvind. Thank you, Shaukat, FSM team, and those who are sitting over there. There's no secrecy. I think knowledge is something which is to be shared. So I think the more you share, the more you gain. That's what it is. So we all moved from classroom. From classroom, today we saw even what Gaurav Bajaj, probably I think he said everything what was to be told by me. I think he has shown it across practically. We have moved to cloud simulators. From cloud simulators, we are now going towards the students, what they want, the new technologies, the gadgets which can happen on your mobile phones, and the learning which can be more interactive. For which case, okay, the buzzwords which today we have been hearing across as the virtual reality, the augmented reality. So these are the two labs which probably are there, which the students are experiencing globally. Many institutes have come forward, and we have moved from the hardware to a software and the training. And next is the mixed reality. So going from the virtual reality and then to experience how the mixed reality is going to be is you probably have a chief engineer sitting ashore, and you'll have probably 3 ships parallelly having the same ship, say turbocharger is to be repaired, or serviced, the person here would probably be able to guide across. And that's how the mixed reality or the digital twin, which will be going across, would help. And in terms of Captain Shri Prakash or Captain Chandrasekhar, next Ashutosh, what they meant, each and everything, if I could say, it is all getting into the augmented reality part of it. He told on the LNG bunkering and everything, what the new technology is coming across. I've been told that one of the shipping companies who is already investing on a VR simulator and AR simulator, not in India, but abroad somewhere, where you could have the bunkering operations also made into that particular part of it. When Captain Chandrasekhar told, yes, Anglo-Western did have a new manifold on bunkering. We also have a small bunkering manifold since we do the IGF course, which is going to be the new guidelines coming up across from the administration. And it will be easy. It would be easy for one is, okay, use the simulators. People have been using simulators, but then also when you want to do it live, can it be done across? Yes, do it your own hands with an augmented reality. Have a bunker manifold in front of you, open up, everything, all those things can be done. So that's the technology which we could use across. To the faculty, yes, there are many more things. Today, the whole world talks on ChatGPT, the AI tools. It is used how you want to use for the faculty also. Unlike going to every library and picking up books, today they can just click a button and then probably they can have their notes, but they should be creative enough. They should be smarter enough because the students are smarter than them. Today, to certainly even the assignments given to them, they go to the ChatGPT. There is something which can come up as a customized custom GBT. Custom GBT could be, say, if DG Shipping wants, they can call DG Shipping GBT. So you have everything data, all the data of that particular organization, you could have it customized. If I say HIMT, then HIMT GBT I have, and all the data of HIMT, right from the induction to the process to the material, consent to that particular organization can be had across, and the students can certainly access that. They can make assignments, everything, but there are lots of challenges still available because even the whole global world is not only maritime, but is also facing the same challenge. What type of software research, especially in research, the research scholars today are using ChatGPT. So how do you, which tool is there to find out that the research is not just a copied thing or thing? So that again, though Turnitin has been considered as good, but then still there are many more AI tools which will be required across to find out whether what is going to be more probably practically from the students. So these are few things. There are many more things like Kahoot or Multimate, all those things. There are many more. Every day you have something new coming across, and we all have to be in the technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Very insightful. And like you all might have heard of Rocket Man, and I think I'm going to call him the VR and AR man of Indian maritime. All right, the next question, definitely to Devesh, a close friend also and a colleague. So this question actually popped up in my head. Now, I saw the video of Manet, and one thing that really resonated with me is those wonderful sports facilities that you had, right? And then Devesh and me spoke about yesterday about him being a marathoner, connecting the two dots together. Let's explore, from a hiring and shipping company perspective, how do you see the role of sports and extracurricular activities? How do they help to contribute to building the future mariner?
Thanks, Arvid. And the question really connects with, I think, you and me very well. We both are running marathons also. I would like to start with the famous quote from Aristotle. Excellence is not a singular act. It is a habit. And when you see in the sports, a lot of leadership activities you learn over there. Discipline, time management, teamwork, proper communication, strategy. So all these things plays a very, very important part. If I ask you when your learning was started, it's not in the classroom. And today we all know that we are sending our kids first to the play school. We ask them to go and play now, work in a team. So that is how the learning starts. And sports, I very well remember in a leadership training what we do for our seafarers. one of the seafarer asked the instructor, what are the qualities for a good leader? And he asked him very nicely, do you play any team sports? And he said, yes. Then he said, you already know. You don't have to, reinvent anything. You know already. It's only just a realization. So, in my opinion, sports plays a very important part. It put you in a real life situation. Theoretical learning starts with the classroom. So that is good. A base is required. Now we talked about simulators. So it's a very controlled environment where you learn practically things, how they will operate. There is no fear, you're going to have a blackout or you're going to have some accident. But there is no real life pressure actually. You're always in comfort zone. But when you are playing sports, you are having those real life situations. So same like on board a ship, you need to have instant decision making in a fraction of a second. You need to learn from your mistakes. So all these things, I think a sports deliver you very, very well, making a good leader. Last but not least, like you lost 12 kgs from your last, this one. So it's very, very important for your physical and mental wellness also. When I am talking to our cadets, I always tell them, if you have a hobby, you play any sports, I know there is a restriction on how many sports you can play on board. But I always tell them, please carry your hobby with you on board. Spend time. Spend time in the gym. Those days are gone when people used to say, oh, you are going to gym. That means you have plenty free time. Let me give you some extra work. So those days are gone. Even when I was sailing as a chief engineer, I always encourage my team to come to the gym and spend some time over there. So it is very important. And now we have seen maritime institutes, companies, all are organizing so many events on the sports. Even the DG is now coming up with all those activities. So that shows how the industry is moving towards the sports now. So my final takeaway from this will be keep playing and keep learning.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Devesh. And that
Thank
gives
you.
me an idea. Maybe Shaukat, where is Shaukat? Maybe Shaukat should have a national MTIs games, an annual event, bring them all together in one city, and then we could have that. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, panelists. I will take questions from the audience. I do have some time. Thank you so much for being so kind, finishing on time. But I still have 4 minutes. Any questions from the audience? Yes, sir, please. Can somebody pass a mic? Wait, I'll give mine so that they can use that.
Yes, we'll have that passed.
Now, since most of you all are from the institutes, what is your view on this reduction of seat time and moving to simulators? It was there, earlier the simulators were not there, but when the XTW allowed for 12 months, we were still doing DNS 18 months and all that. I don't know, as ship owners, we like to do because there's no training, is a big luxury to give space, right? So what is your all views on this reduction in seat times? Now it's come to 6 months, plus 3 month simulators. Can you all share some idea on this? All of you all, whoever wants it, talk on this.
Okay, nothing can match the real seat time. I would say that's the personal opinion. The industry has been driven by, all the stakeholders at the IMO everywhere. So the whole thing started because of reasons as how much of berths are available on board. If number of ships were more, if number of berths were available, then the best option would have been to be on board and learn. The simulators would not 100% give what is actual. The mind frame of a person also would not be the same as what he's going to be on board. However, I could have a simulator with a 360-degree simulator with a platform of having rolling, pitching, everything, but then nothing can match that. So that's a personal opinion. Though I know I could see various WhatsApp groups and the discussion is going on at the IMO level of reduction across, and one of the administration is already trying it out. to reduce at the entry level by 1 month if you reduce across, and then how much of thing. But then that's my practical opinion, and then it's debatable. So if the only answer to this would be that let's have more ships, let's give that sea time to the cadets back to back so that they don't have to keep waiting and don't have an excuse that, okay, to meet up that, we try to have simulators. Thank you.
Arvind, just one. Just to answer your question, sir, the thought which came to my mind was, and what sir was talking about sports. Sea time reduction, as per me, is really a disaster, as it is short sea time, short voyages. But real time scenario, what he mentioned very clearly, that you are not, once you are in simulator, you at the back of your mind, it is all the time going that this is not a real life situation. You can take a ship and probably, hit it also. Nothing is going to happen. So how, yes, it can help you to understand what is onboard condition, but it will not test you for real life situations. And it should not happen that a cadet who's just learning then take this as a very high end video game. I mean, there are debatable points, but just to tell you, to reduce this, we are coming up with something very unique in India, which no one has tried. I will not reveal it right now, but coming to your point, which is very important, coming to real life situation where a candidate will go through every aspect of training which he's going to face on board also. So yes, I have my opinion that sea time should not be reduced, and you can innovate training so that you come as close as possible to real life situations. Thanks.
Arvind, may I just
But
add?
what is that you're keeping it a secret? You're saying you will not relieve it now?
Yeah, it will be shown.
So Arvind, may I just add on to this, because on the panel I see everyone is from the MTIs and I'm the only one from as a company. I see a challenge over here, because when we go to the ship owner now also, and we are proposing a candidate just finished the COC, they see their sea time. As a company now, even for our engine cadets, we have 12 months of sea time because we want to give them 2 vessel experience, variety of vessel. Maybe this reduction, in my opinion, may be better when you have an autonomous ship, because for them, it's a similar kind of a training. But at present, there will be more gap coming with this particular thing.
They are all looking at dinner. They all are looking at dinner.
Hello. So my name is Jayaditya Goroy. I'm from HIMT and I'm a GME candidate. So my question is to Dr. Vakil sir. Sir, we are always moving towards the future. So we are trying to adapt virtual reality and augmented reality. That's very good. But in real life, like when we are overhauling some machines and we do mess up something, then there is no restart button. But in augmented reality and virtual reality, we always have a comfort of restarting the system. So how come we can get out of that comfort zone and squeeze out the benefit from virtual reality machines?
Yeah, a good question. Yes. So to answer your question, the next stage which you all cadets probably should start is we should do a parallel training. Probably, suppose you're overhauling a purifier. Let's have one in augmented reality and let's do one physically without an instructor in both the places. Just put you across and then do it across. And let's see what mistakes can happen. Okay, you can't do the same thing on a real ship, but at an institute where you can break and make things, for sure you could do that. And of course, the default points. Okay, if you are saying you can always in a simulator on augmented reality, you can always have the negative marking, which probably on a physical place you might not be able to do it. It will be the instructor specific. One instructor would say it's fine. One instructor say the marks would not be the same. So probably that's one way which I could answer it across right now. But though I don't know it's a satisfactory answer, but this one way which we could look across, because the whole world, as Mr. Davis did mention, we are going towards autonomous ships, and that is going to come. If not today, 2 decades later, 3 decades later, yes, it is coming across. But at that given time, we all will have to be realistic. 20 years back, none of us thought mobile would be there. But today we can forget a pen, but you cannot come out without a mobile, right? Each of us have it. So we'll reach a stage where that only will be a part of it. Even the today cockpit pilot, a pilot also doesn't, he does a training on a simulator, and that is too intensive. We all are traveling on these flights with those pilots who are trained and retrained on the simulator. They don't again and again go and have the flying time. The flying time is fixed, but then it's only a simulator which they do every 5 years.
Thank you, sir, for making flying more scary for me. But last closing statement from Devesh and
Okay.
we'll end.
So just to answer this question, your cadet, I mean, the training time, see, the classroom training is a 10% of your training. Then 20% is your peer learning, which you will go on board. So training doesn't finish in the college. It continues till your CUC, and it's even you become chief engineer, master. So learning is a continuous process. So you have to understand 10% is your classroom, 20% is your peer learning, and the 70% what practically you do. And like just mentioned, Nissan actually did this trial, all those video game players on the racing games, they put them actually into the real world. They did very good. So simulator training is just an aid. It's not a replacement of the real world.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, all of you. And thank you, Shaukat, again for this panel discussion. And thank you, audience, most importantly. Thank you. You clapped for us loudly and you stayed with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Captain Arvind. Thank you. And all the panelists here, the session was very insightful. Thank you. Captain Shaukat Mukherjee, I request you to please hand over the mementos to our panelists. A heartfelt thank you from all of us. Thank you, gentlemen. Well, I'd like to thank all the gentlemen on stage. Thank you. And this is the culmination. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, time to lighten up things and ride the waves of insight. Welcome to the impromptu session, Sawal Jawab, Lero Ka Rang, the colors of the waves, which will be a very engaging dialogue led by Captain Shaukat himself. Let's see firsthand how different perspectives create the vibrant colors of our maritime community.
Thanks,
Captain.
Delise. I'll take it from here. Thanks, Delise. This is something that we had planned to do at Maersk. Something like this was planned to be done in Maersk Equalets event. However, we couldn't find time for that. But I'll continue this. Some people have seen some of the slides, I think, Arvind, so you should keep your mouth shut. But this is. Achha, then you keep your mouth open. So, okay. So this is an absolutely impromptu session. This is unplanned. I want this to be unplanned, unrehearsed and everything. So I'm going to pick up people from the audience. There are going to be two levels of people. One is the dinosaurs, and not meaning that they're still existing. They're not meaning that they are extinct. And one is the Gen Z and the Gen X and the millennials. And on the middle, we'll have one or two people who are in between, like perhaps me. Okay, so there is no volunteers. I choose. Okay, so I choose Rob. Rob, you are. I can see the smile. You are in between, by the way. You're not a dinosaur and you're not a Gen Z at all. So you come in the middle. I choose Pradeep Korea, sir. I'll tell you to do what. You just come here on stage, that's all. I choose Joshi ma'am. Joshi ma'am is there? Joshi ma'am? Okay. I choose Bipan Talwar. You're in between. Bipan Talwar, Captain Bipan Talwar, sir. He's there. And I choose who's the youngest out of them. Any 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids here? 18-year-old? Anybody? Okay. I choose one student from Ganpat, one student from HIMT, one student from Manet, one student from TSR, one student from CSL. Okay? Please, come up. Choose amongst yourself, come up. Come up. Sir, you don't sit down. You don't sit down, please. This session has no place to sit down. You got to stand. Sir, you got to stand there, right? Somebody can please take these chairs off. Sir, you got to stand there. And you can't come here. Ma'am, you got to stand there. You got to stand there. Rob, you got to stand in middle.
Understood, understood.
On the stage. I'm going to call Nagashri also. Nagashri, please come here and stand on middle. Okay? So we have got a millennials here. And why don't Ritu also come up? Ritu, you've been a part of this particular session before as well. Yeah, wo wala hai, sir. Right? So this is called Sawal Jawab Lehro Ke Rang. I'll translate for Rob. The Sawal Jawab is question answers. And Lehro Ke Rang means the colors of the ocean changes, because of currents, the colors of the ocean changes. So we're going to highlight the generational gaps and let's see what happens. Okay, you guys are ready for this game? And we need audience participation. First time the audience has to participate by actually keeping quiet. So you cannot prompt. I will have the audience say, but here you cannot keep speaking out of turn, okay? So I'll be showing you slides. Nagashri, you're in the middle. You're not a dinosaur. You're in the middle. Those are the senior people, very experienced. These are the junior guys and girls, and you are somewhere in the middle, okay? So we're going to play some slides here and we're going to ask questions to seniors or juniors or middle. So you cannot speak out of turn. If I ask to seniors, you will keep quiet. Okay, you cannot say. Even if you don't even show facial expressions. Okay, and if I ask you, then anyway, if I ask you, so okay, so let's start. Right. First slide. For the juniors, where is the call button here? Where is the call button? How do you make a phone call?
So by rotating that numbers.
Rotate to kar liya, again call kaise karoge?
No, we haven't used that.
That's what I'm asking you now. I know you haven't used it. A big round of applause for them. They can't use it and they don't know how to use it. So okay, somebody from the seniors, please speak in your mic. Pick up the receiver and the call gets connected, okay? It's more high-tech than what we use right now. Okay, so this is for the juniors. So juniors are -1, huh? Okay, now seniors, get ready. What is this? Seniors, what is this? ChatGPT? No. Hey, can I have a better microphone there, yeah? Please.
It's a Snapchat.
What did I tell you? Anybody speaks, you go on mute.
Snapchat.
Okay.
Snapchat.
Is this a Snapchat? No, it's no. I don't know. I have to answer. Why are you asking me? So -1. Okay, Rob. Now millennials cannot, even the middle ones. Nagashri and Rob.
Insta?
Is this Insta? No.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, go back to the audience. What is this? TikTok. Okay, now where is the play button in the TikTok?
In India, so you'll not know.
Sir, आप तो China में भी गए हो.
Also, I have TikTok and the user interface is different.
No, so where is the play button?
The play button.
It's
There's no
the
play
yellow
button.
one, the yellow one.
There's no play button. It automatically plays when you look.
Wow. Okay. So they are +1. Seniors are -1. And juniors are -1 as well. Okay. Okay. Next question goes to the juniors. Juniors, what is this? Measuring tape?
Camera film.
Camera frame?
Film.
Film. So how do you get the picture out of this? That was not the question. The question is how to get the picture. Sir. Thoda sa.
The photos initially inverted, and then you have to wash and you have to.
He says the photos come out inverted.
Like as in negative.
So why you say inverted?
Sorry.
You know what is the difference between inversion and inverted and negative?
Sorry, sir.
Because even an inverted photo can be a negative.
Yes, sir.
I'm just trying to confuse you. Okay, so the question is, how do I get the final pictures? Okay. Okay, one more to the juniors. Have you seen this machine?
The fax machine.
Oh, +1. Fax machine. Okay, now I go back to the seniors, okay? Now the seniors, brace yourselves. You see this beautiful lady, something she's done to herself.
Filters.
What filters?
Your facial filters.
I'm asking you, what filters? I know you know this. That's why I gave it to the seniors. Otherwise, I've given it to you.
Filters, you put on you use filters.
Camera filter, sir, क्या sir? Don't even get into this, sir. मैं आपको question पूछूंगा, आप camera filter बोल रहे हो. Pradeep Kuria, sir. What kind of filters you say now? Otherwise, you are -2.
Photographic filter.
Photographic filter, no. Rob.
Snapchat filters.
Snapchat filter, they are +2. Woo! +2. No. Snapchat filters. Snapchat filter and filter is different. Okay. Then I go to the junior. Now, junior, I'm going to show you a video clip. You need to tell me what Shashi Kapoor says after this. Okay? No. One sec. I know you know, that's why the question has come to juniors. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you a video. Listen, this is not a team game.
Yes.
ये cricket match नहीं चल रहा है. ठीक है? You see this and hear this video. ये क्या है? क्या है तुम्हारे पास?
मेरे पास माँ है.
अरे वाह! ये तुमको कौन सिखाया था? मम्मी ने सिखाया था?
देख रखी है मैंने पहले.
देखा था? How many of you knew it? All of you knew it. So you're running -2, I think -1 now.
We were at 0.
You count your own scores and let me know, okay?
Now
Okay,
what?
so now I'm going to the seniors. Okay? Senior, who is this and what does he say? Senior, who is this? I mean, the person with the microphone or whatever you can call it. Who is this and what does he say?
Well, he's not Shrek. He's not Shrek for sure.
He's not Shrek.
Yeah. This is Iron Man. No.
Ali.
No. Is
Captain
Iron
Tara
Man?
saying he's Khali.
Yeah. Is it Iron Man?
Iron Man name, ma'am. What does he say? I'm not asking. The question is not who is this. Actual question is what does he say?
Who's taller?
Who's taller? No. Okay, audience. Who is this? Thanos. This is Thanos. And what does Thanos say? You should have gone for reality. You should have gone for the head. This is as epic a dialogue like मेरा पास क्या, तुम्हारा पास क्या है, मेरा पास माँ है. No, you are -5.
No.
This question was -2 itself.
We're doing dinosaur counting. Yeah, +2.
Okay, so now I have juniors. Juniors, what is this? I know, ma'am, but this question is for juniors. हमको पता है. Junior, what is this? No prompting. Come on, man. How many of you are IMEC cadets? Now he's rethinking. He's rethinking. So this is again -2. This. Okay, now seniors, answer.
The
Whoa.
Excuse me, I already answered.
Oh, phone a friend.
Kaushik sir.
Come on, you guys should know this, yeah.
Can you give options like name?
Achha, options there, options. Okay, my options for this is a microphone.
No.
No. This is a box. The मुंह से आवाज निकलता क्या बोलता है?
No, no, no.
This is a rat catcher.
No.
Okay, this is streetlight signals.
No.
Shaukat, now it's to be the seniors, right?
Huh? -2. They've already got it minus.
+2.
So answer, sir. Answer.
This is a Morse code key.
This is a Morse code key.
There cannot be anything else.
Now you're feeling very happy. Now look at the next question for you now. Okay? Don't feel so happy, please. Okay, so I'm going to show you a list. You'd have to tell me what kind of list is this. See, you have cough syrup also in this list. You have cough syrup. What kind of list is this? No. You can't answer this because you played the game last time. Okay, what? So, let's ask Joshi ma'am. Joshi ma'am, what kind of list is this? Joshi ma'am, is a shopping list.
Spotify.
Shopping list hai.
Spotify.
Spotify क्या है?
Music.
No. What is the name of this kind of a list?
A playlist.
Oh, +1. Sir, आप गिर मत जाना. Okay. Now,
Plus 25.
juniors, how can you relate a crow's nest to a ship? I'm showing you a crow's nest. How can you relate a crow's nest to a ship? आपको ओरल में ये सब क्वेश्चन ही पूछेगा. Because in Indian orals, na, they don't want to know what you know. They want to know what you don't know. Nita ma'am, yes, for you. Monkey Island, no.
Now you give it to the seniors.
Okay, give it to the seniors.
This is a crow nest right from the ship, right?
Yeah, but how is this related to the ship? That's what I'm...
Right on top the mast. Okay?
So you see in biblical times, the cadets used to be sent on the crow's nest, go and jump on top of the mast and keep a watch.
Okay, so 2 points done?
2 points. No, this is bonus, so +1. Okay, guys, now seniors. If this is what? This is augmented reality, correct? Now I'm showing you this is virtual reality, okay? What is XR? AR is augmented reality. VR is virtual reality. Rob, what is XR?
I need to be careful. Is it extended reality?
Fantastic. See, it goes to Rob. So this is an umbrella term that encompasses AR, VR, and MR, mixed reality, referring to all real and virtual combined environments and human-machine interactions. So I think the middle ones are the leading. Okay, so this is something like, like the reality that we have in our mobile phones now. Okay, now, juniors, what do you think this is? It's a coffee machine. That's a very bad thing to say. Okay, so what is this? What is this? Everybody is looking at each other. ये सवाल का कोई जवाब नहीं है. ये कौन बनेगा करोड़पति पे भी कोई आंसर नहीं कर सकता. What is this? This I'll let Arvind answer because this is Arvind's question. You know this? Huh? You're not sure, sir?
Punch card?
Panchnama?
No,
Punch card? No. Arvind, what is this? Bhul gaya? No, so this used to be at one point of time the ship's telegraph.
Telegram. Telegram.
Yeah. Yes. The dinosaurs are saying that I don't know. It was much before you as well. Okay, now for the seniors, one more question for the seniors. Please read out this sentence.
Fear of missing out.
What?
Fear of missing.
No. Read out the sentence from the beginning. No. Please use the microphone. Ritu, please use the microphone.
You want the full form of I see me?
No, what is I see, why am I?
I can. I see you, myself, there's a party tonight, but to be held.
So I see why am I? There's a party tonight, but TBH is what?
To be held.
To be held. To be honest,
it sounds
kind of sus. Sus means what? Suspicious. Fantastic.
The
fear of missing out is hitting hard, so still pull up.
You year of the what? I'll tell you what the YOLO is. I'll tell you 1 second.
First one, even I'm trying to find out.
Year of
YOLO.
Okay, so ICYMI is in case you missed it.
In case you
So
missed it,
in
there's a
case you missed it, there's a party tonight, but to be honest, it sounds kind of suspicious. The fear of missing out is hitting hard, so you might still pull up. You only live once.
You only live once. You only live.
Okay, guys. So now. What is this? Gyroscope? Where did you learn gyroscope, by the way? What is this, juniors? Junior, आप लोग बहुत नीचे हो, हाँ? -10 चला गए हो. Ancient chess दिखाओगे तो. What is this? This is something nowadays. This has been modified to beat an egg. You know egg beater.
Yeah.
वो egg को यही करता है ना. 4-5 egg तोड़ो और इसको घुमाओ.
Senior answer.
Tell.
It's a direction finder.
Big round of applause for Pradeep Kuria sir. Direction finder. It's a direction finder. That you go and ask your dean or in college. What is that? Okay. Now I have some rapid fire questions. Okay. Now you cannot take time to think. So these are rapid fire questions. Okay. Now listen, this is a rapid fire question. This is not senior juniors, this is rapid fire. I can ask anyone. Okay. The first question, hold on. The first question goes to, what's your name? Yogi Raj. Yogi Raj, your first question. A thief steals your bag in which you have your phone and the passport. You can only have one thing back. What would that be? You cannot think. Jaldi se bolo.
Bag. My bag.
He says his bag. But that's a very good answer, huh? The bag, fantastic. Great thinking. But I said you can have one thing back, also the bag. Okay, question number 2. Joshi ma'am. If you could only keep one for a week, your phone or your wallet, which would you choose and why?
Wallet,
Why?
because I am not very fond of a phone.
See how the cultures are coming out, oozing out on stage. What would you do?
Mobile. Phone.
See, all of them says mobile.
Because we can make use of wallet through phone also. We can
See, he's
take-
saying wallet to phone mein hi hai. No, their wallet is in the phone. The problem is they say that the phone is in the wallet, but he's saying that the wallet is in the phone. Okay. Which matters more to you, having unlimited streaming service or having a fully stocked kitchen? Talwar sir. Kitchen. Definitely stocked kitchen. Which matters more to you?
Unlimited streaming. We forget food while watching movie or when we are busy on mobile.
Open submission.
खाओगे नहीं तो कैसे जियोगे भाई?
अरे उसका खाने का जरूरत ही नहीं है बोल रहा है वो. He's saying he doesn't need food. I mean, imagine, yaar. I mean, okay, Nagashri. Next question to you. Your home internet is down, but you have an entire day off. What's your plan?
I have the hobbies like singing and meeting people.
That is what is essentially she has hobbies of singing and meeting people. Okay, 2 lines from you singing. 2 lines. Well, see, I'm not saying it. 2 lines. You got yourself it. You know, the first training I did on how to speak was saying that don't put yourself in a soup because somebody will eat you. No, so please, we all want to hear you sing. Yeah. 1 line, 2 lines.
Haven't prepared for this. लग जागने में फिर यूं
हंसी रात
सी रात हो न हो शायद फिर से जन्म में मुलाकात हो न
Fantastic. Fantastic. By the way, she was supposed to sing the Saraswati Vandana today during lamp lighting, but unfortunately, her plane landed in Mopa instead of Dublin. So, Saraswati Vandana wahan pe ho gaya. Thanks. Fantastic. Okay. Ritu ma'am, you have two offers: a fully funded vacation with no social media access, or a stay-at-home week with unlimited social media. Stay at home with unlimited social media. You do that? In phone. Fantastic. What about you?
Vacation,
You
sir.
want a vacation?
After
You
completion
have
of
two offers: a fully funded vacation with no social media.
sir, after completion of vacation only we post the pictures, so we can make use of social media later.
बोले, मजा तो पहले ले लो, posting बाद में होगा. That is not for you, huh? We are in social media. Posting हम लोग का पहले होता है, बाद में मजा हम लोग लेते हैं, ठीक है?
That is business, sir.
No. This is just getting warmed up. So we have some pictures which we are going to show now. Just it's food for thought. It's just food for thought, okay? And I want you to caption these pictures. This is for the audience. Just caption these pictures, okay? First picture, surfing. Surfing has two meanings these days. Surfing what? What is the caption for this?
Surfing the internet.
Huh?
Surfing the internet.
Surfing the internet. What's the guy doing? Yeah, he's also surfing. Both are surfing. But this is food for thought. Nowadays, surfing when we were growing up, surfing meant what the guy is doing, right? Nowadays, surfing is different. Okay. Even pets now watch TV. Even pets. How many of you have pets in the house? Even pets now, today, in today's world, watch TV. Okay.
This is reality.
This is augmented reality. This is actual reality. Even beggars have Google Pay nowadays. Digital India. Okay. They're all having a family time in the dinner table. You guys, did you do this?
Unfortunately, it's our generation.
Why? Unfortunately, you should be proud of your generation.
No, somewhere, sir, we accept our mistakes and we are trying to improve that.
Surely you've cancelled.
At least they've not put this on their parents. This is a family group only they are talking about, not their outside. Like the other day, my son said, "Dad, I'm sending you messages, you're not replying." मैं गया WhatsApp देखा, SMS तो देखता नहीं, SMS देखा. I said, "Where is that message? Hey, what's wrong with you? I have sent you a message." And he sent me a message. Look at Insta, no? So nowadays he's sending me messages on Insta also. Okay. Okay, so this is the end of, what is the time? What is the time now, by the way? And look at your agenda. What time did we finish? So one of the things that we do is we start in time and we finish in time, right? Thank you.
Very lovely session. Very lovely session. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the second winner of the raffle today. The second winner. Do you get signal now? Do you have signal now? Can you download? Can you download the Sailor Today International app, please? International Radio. And we have the name for the second winner. The first winner of the 10,000 rupees gift hamper was, by the way, I forgot to thank the jury, thank the participants on stage, all of you. यार टाइम हो गया का मतलब नहीं है कि साउंड बंद कर दो. Okay, so fantastic people, and which will highlight the generational gaps. The second winner for today is, wait, let me. Why don't I call Pallavi? Pallavi, why don't you come here and announce the second winner yourself? Pallavi is now taken over and the heading of the Sailor Today Radio. A big round of applause for Pallavi. And she's doing her bit to make people download the app. Once you get enough connection, enough Wi-Fi, then please. The second winner for today for 10,000 rupees gift voucher.
It's Dilna. Is it? Yeah. Congratulations. We also have 2 winners tomorrow, so make sure you download the app and take it in. Amazon gift vouchers.
Voucher. Okay, so thank you, Pallavi. Please do download. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the culmination. I hand over to Delise and she'll tell you about tomorrow. There's a huge beachside activity. And also tomorrow's day, please wrap up. And
Yes,
thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Chocolate. Ladies and gentlemen, can we hear a round of applause for all our people who have been on stage today? As we wrap up this incredible day, I just want to say a big thank you for all your enthusiastic participation. To all our esteemed residential guests that are staying at Coconut Creek, your transfers back to the hotel have been arranged. Please note that you may have to wait for a short while till we have Bhavik put you onto your buses. Tonight, there are no formal sessions on the agenda. You are free to enjoy a relaxed evening with all friends and family. A gentle word of caution. While the stroll on a beach is okay, we highly recommend that you do not enter the waters for a swim. Tomorrow at 7 a.m., we ask that all of you recon at our hospitality desk at the reception at 7 a.m. so that you may all enjoy a beach activity that we have planned for you. Yes, please be prepared to get wet. So come in your beach wear, sunglasses, sunscreen, all that you have. We have some exciting activities planned for you. Also, just to let you know that 7 a.m. is the reporting time. All the transfers from Coconut Creek will bring you here to Bogmalo. On day 2, we have a grand engagement dinner that is planned for us tomorrow evening at Zebop. Again, a perfect blend of business and networking and a celebration of the spirit of Goa. Your coach numbers are marked on your e-registration cards. I would request that you all take a look at your cards and match the coach number before you proceed on home. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a fantastic day. I'm sure you have too. Until we see you tomorrow, we will recon for 7 a.m. and of course in the conference hall at 10 a.m. In the conference hall, 10 a.m. tomorrow. For the beach, it's 7 a.m. Until I see you tomorrow, have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.